This is the XNC Podcast, your Xbox newscast, featuring Colteastwood and Mag, hosting industry interviews and gaming talk live on YouTube every Monday night at 5 p.m. on the West Coast, 8 p.m. on the East Coast. For all of you listening around the world, XNC Podcast is available on demand on Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. Welcome to the show. Join the chat, hit the like button, and let's get into this week's topics with the Xbox Newscast. Welcome to the XNC Podcast, upgraded and ready for action. We got Mag here, who's got a brand new setup, new camera.
Yes, sir.
New lights, and new left leg.
New left leg. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's a peg leg now, but it's a bionic peg leg. I got it installed in Germany, and I'm ready to rock. Let's go. No, in all seriousness, I got a new 4K camera. Let's go. No, in all seriousness, it's obviously a much wider lens, whatever. But you know, it's still at the same time. It's still Discord always manages to like either squish the picture or somehow makes it darker, which drives me insane. But it doesn't matter.
Hey, if you're watching on the phone, we look fantastic.
Of course we do.
Yeah,
but there's no more like picture drag on my hands and stuff like that or whatever. So yeah, it was a big upgrade that needed to happen. But either way, it is what it is. But yeah.
No, that is good. I wanted to do some adjusting to my panel, and you're no longer yellow, and I'm no longer red. Like, I was red because I had the saturation up like 30%, and I was looking... Thanks, guys, for watching while I talk about this, but yeah, I got sunburned this weekend, and I'm like, I'm going to look especially red because I look red either way, and you look like you have a vitamin deficiency, or you've got, what do they call jaundice? And now you look great.
Jaundice,
Now we look like we're normal.
That's fantastic.
We're normal Caucasians.
Well, as normal as it gets. As normal as it gets. Maverick, don't say anything about that, dude. What's the matter with you? Look at someone else's. What was it? Oh, True 77. He goes, "Can we buy Mag for $1,000?" Yeah, I come much cheaper than that, so it's all good.
Yeah. I was just looking at True's comment right when you were ready to read it, because the thumbnail says $1,000 for ROG Ally, and everybody probably knows that by now. It's been kicking around this morning, and Mag, you made a video, so thanks everybody for being here. This is the XC Podcast. This is episode 211, and Mag's been here for about half of them, probably. That's pretty amazing, and I feel a little bit rusty, but.
What episode? Sorry, what episode number?
211. When did you first start? I mean, I could
look. Dude, I started before 100.
Oh my gosh, really?
I started before 100. Yes, because I remember when we did the 100th episode. Yes, so I was already on here for at least 7 or 8 episodes, and then we did the 100th episode. So it's been like 120 miserable podcasts with me on it. Yeah, it's been awful. It's awful.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could take a look, but it goes. Oh my gosh! If I just scroll back here on another tab, it's just Mag and Colt being absolute doofuses.
Oh my god!
With the occasional guests in here, but yeah, absolutely, bro. Hold on, I'm trying to find it.
Little Evil, while you're trying to find it, Little Evil's like, "How come Mag's not in the chat?" I'm like, "How much do you want me to do? You want me to start like?" Balancing plates on needles like at the circus, like there's only so much I can do, man.
You're not running the show. You can do it. Let me see. I think I found the first show you were on, where you had taken over as co-host. It would be right here, which is episode 93. Look at that, Mag! Holy crap!
That was a pretty damn good guess. I said it was around 7 or 8 episodes before the 100.
Oh yeah!
And holy crap! And for someone who drinks heavily, I usually don't have an incredibly good. I have short-term memory loss, so that's pretty amazing.
That's nuts.
What do you mean, Maverick? How come Mag didn't like my post? Again, I can't do everything, Maverick. I'll try. Jeez. Hi, Ghost Cloud. How you doing, buddy?
Wow.
See, he just comes in there and says hello.
I mean,
that's 120. What?
I can't do the math. 211 minus 93. Yeah, 100.
Okay, so 118 episodes.
Whatever, yeah.
118 episodes. Yeah. That's wild.
Crazy. Yeah, shout out to a couple good friends in here. We got Red Wolf, who says, he sent me a little meme he saw. He says, Teenant Teenage Needle Teetles. It was a cross stitch that said Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but it was written that way. And every time I read it, I'm like, 1 word's off. No, 2 words off. 7 syllables are off. Shout out to Red Wolf. Appreciate you so much. I got to get everything opened up here. We got Rune. Thank you for the Canadian 2. Says, happy Monday, Pookies. Thank you, everybody, for
happy
being
Monday
here.
to you, my friend. Yes.
Had a really good weekend. Spent some time with my family, with my wife, and we were out in the pool yesterday for probably 5 hours. And I came in, I was like, I'm Mr. Krabs here. It's like so red. And so I told my daughter, I'm like, can you put some foundation on me so I don't look so red? Can you do makeup for me? But
you should have spoke like Sebastian for the entire podcast from The Little Mermaid. I would have accepted that for 2 hours tonight.
I do a
if
horrible...
Ariel was my daughter, yeah, it would have been perfect.
Teenagers, you give them an inch, they swim all over you. Yeah, that's
the fact that we know almost all of Sebastian's dialogue in the entire.
You know what
film.
year Little Mermaid was?
I think it was 87.
Yeah, it was. Jeez. Let's do a game show here while we're here.
Dude, I would win everything. Let me tell you something, man. 87 might have been one of the greatest years in the history of cinema. We had the original Die Hard. We had the original Predator, RoboCop, and The Little Mermaid all came out at the same time. Like, what are we talking about here? We can't even get one good movie a decade anymore. They gave us 4 in 1 month.
And we had the GOAT. We had 2 of the GOATs of video games, Contra and Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, in the same year.
GOATs. Oh, and also, that was
also
my
favorite
the debut albums. Yep.
Oh, before we talk about music, my absolute favorite that no one else liked, Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest, the RPG.
Ooh, that was a good
game.
one.
I love that game. All right,
that was a hard
What was the hot music of 1987?
The hot music of 1987, the debut albums of Guns N' Roses and NWA's Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah.
What the hell are we talking about? If anybody says the 80s wasn't the greatest ever, where were you born?
Also, U2's Joshua Tree album. Oh my gosh. Oh, and Hysteria by Def Leppard. That was another huge. But can you believe that you had U2, who had an absolute epic soundscape album, Def Leppard's Hysteria, which is like sonically one of the best albums ever made, right next to Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up in 1987.
Yeah, but dude, that movie, that song is awesome too.
I did some karaoke last night, Mag.
My daughter, God, with your burnt tongue and body and everything else.
Yeah, I just went out there all beaming red, and it actually helps with the high notes. I did Journey Faithfully. I did a Jodeci song. I did a Train song, and then I did a Hall & Oates thing. But it was just pretty fun.
Hey,
and my daughter
sounds
can
awesome,
sing really
buddy.
well too. So
outstanding. That's outstanding.
Yeah, what a great time. What did you do this weekend, and what have you been playing?
I feel like I'm at a AA meeting.
Yeah.
Colt, I have a serious problem, dude.
You suck.
I bought the DLC for Resident Evil Village and I can't stop playing it. I need help.
Corey writes in the chat, Little Mermaid was 89.
Off, man.
I thought it was 87. And that just like derails the whole thing.
I've been playing Silent Hill 2. I streamed 3 days last week. It was possibly one of the funniest streams, with everybody there. By the way, shout out to everybody in the chat who was there to watch the streams. I will continue that this week, as a matter of fact. I will be diving a little bit into it tomorrow, and then Wednesday, Thursday, I got something else going on with the family on YouTube, and then Friday continuing Silent Hill. So I was playing Silent Hill all week, and I'm still gunning for that 1,000 on Xbox and the Platinum on PlayStation for Resident Evil Village. So I re-downloaded, I told you last week, I re-downloaded it, Resident Evil on Xbox, and I'm playing it right now on PlayStation. And I just sitting there staring at the DLC, and I'm like, I'm doing it. I don't care, I'm doing it. And I did it. I just downloaded. And I'm not going to do it yet. When I'm done Silent Hill, I will spend one night with the maggots, and I will go through the DLC, the Rose Winters DLC. I'll play that. People are really loving the horror that I'm doing right now, so it's a lot of fun. I scream like, dude, there are some jump scares in Silent Hill where I almost threw the controller like up in the air, and it's been fantastic. But
yeah, I was in your chat
terrifying
for a
at the
bit
same
too.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were in one of those chats. Yeah, for some reason you were like shadow banned. Remember that? It was like, why is Colt's
no, I
comments not coming up?
No, I wasn't shadow banned. I just wrote a few things, and then we were packing everything, getting ready to leave out of town, and I was jumping back in the chat when I could on my phone.
Oh, I got you.
And then you made me a mod. I'm like, yes, and let's start getting. No, I'm just kidding.
Thanks, Jon Snow.
So I finished Death Stranding 2 this weekend as well.
Yes, I heard. How many hours, dude?
Over 52. Last time I checked my save file, it was 52, so probably 55 hours, maybe less. I spent so much time building roads and monorails that I hardly used. I think the first one's way better. I don't know how this one got a higher score. I really liked it, and it has really cool combat segments, but it's missing the whole pack up your stuff and just travel on foot. They let you drive anywhere because I won't bore you with Death Stranding talk, but I will say this because you have to hear it. In the first game, when you're walking, you can just go straight over that hill and make your way down to the valley and do your delivery. But on the way, the BT ghosts are going to stop you, and you have to creep around them and hold your breath. And you can't let them get you, or you're screwed, and your stuff's going to get trashed. In this game, I got in the truck and just let me drive. And anytime BTs would show up, I would just drive right by them. And I thought, what?
Yeah.
And I put like 50, 60 hours in the first game. This one doesn't try to be annoying, and I think it ruined what made the original one so brilliant. I'm glad I played it. I could have waited on PC like I'd planned, but this was like I had 3 weeks before I start Grounded and some other games, so I did it, and it's done.
That's awesome.
And Kojima is so weird. I'll never get over how insanely weird and outrageous and what's the word? Pretentious and why? Like, just some of the stuff he does, I'm like, oh, it's just eye rolling. And it's been like that for me since Metal Gear Solid 1. Like, after that one, I couldn't. Metal Gear Solid 2, I was like, oh gosh, Kojima, what are you smoking?
You know what, though? That was my favorite one. Metal Gear Solid 2, I think I played that 25 times to completion. And I remember this is before achievements and before trophies, right, folks? So it was before all that, but I used to challenge myself because I was that kind of person where I'm like, okay, let me see if I can up the ante. Let me see if I can up the score. So what I would do is I would challenge myself to go through the entire game without being caught once, right? So I would do that just for fun. So it's kind of funny that preemptively my mind was already creating challenges that didn't exist yet. And I'm just like, okay, I think you start off in the ship, right? You're like on
you're on
the
ship,
military ship. You're on the ship when you start part 2. I can't believe I remember that, and because it affected me that much. And I remember I'm like, okay, we're gonna do the entire ship without getting caught once, not even alerting a single person. So I would do that, and I keep replaying it, but there was nothing like that at that time.
Yeah.
And I think that's why he had such an impact and has such an impact, is because not only is he quirky and wild, but it's also like, who would have ever come up with the idea of like when the dude is one of the boss fights and they're talking to you and I'm sitting there and I'm like, is he talking to me? Like, as in the player? Did he just break the fourth wall?
Yeah.
And I'm like, did he just break the fourth wall? And I'm like, you want me to do what? And then I'm like, okay. And I'm like, am I insane? And then you're unplugging the controller from
the first game,
one, and then you have to plug. Yes, and you had to plug it into port number 2 because he was reading your mind on the first port.
Psycho Mantis.
Dude.
Yeah,
who comes up with that? People
assume, there was a period, there's like a 10-year period where I wasn't really a gamer. But when I was, this dates me, when I was like 22, I played Metal Gear Solid. I remember my brother-in-law-to-be was a PlayStation guy. He had a PlayStation, and I didn't have anything to play. And we would play. And I'm like, you got to try out this Metal Gear Solid. It came on the Pizza Hut demo disc, Mag. It was like the first chapter and a half. You go in subterfuge with the underwater thing into the cold military base, and then you find the DARPA chief, and that's it. That was the demo. And I'm like, you got to play this game. Because the original NES Kojima game Metal Gear there was nothing like it. It was a kind of a top-down. It was like its first RPG. You had a whole inventory. So it was like a precursor to what Bethesda and Splinter Cell would become or something. But anyway, there was some weird moments in Death Stranding 2. There's a part toward the end where there's a musical number, like a la Alan Wake, and I was sitting here going, oh my gosh, make it stop. It's so bad. And this guy's dancing around, and he's doing the things with his arms. And Troy Baker is really eccentric. I really like Troy Baker a lot, but he's so, I'll just say it, he's so femmy in this game. Like, he's got gold makeup on, and he's like really what words did we used to use? He's really fancy and eccentric, you know. He kind of sachets around because he's the bad guy, and I don't remember him doing that so much in the first game. So, it was kind of a hot and cold.
It was a word it was a word we used to use in the 80s, but we're not allowed to say it anymore.
Right. well, or we say, as we said in the 90s, a little light in the loafers. But Troy Baker is such a great talent. He even sings in this. He's got such a cool voice. So yeah, I'm still glad I played it. Like, I make sure I want to give my critiques and have some fun with it. But I'm glad I played it, and I enjoyed almost everything in it. So yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, the roadmap for me for the next 2 months before the new games come out is not even 2 months, like 5 weeks. Is like, yeah, as I was saying, Silent Hill I'm doing now. Once I'm done that, I'm actually at the same time I'm also doing the original Borderlands just as a salute to Borderlands 4 coming out. So we're like, hey, let's go back to the beginning, and I'm doing it with my whole family. We'll do that online.
Borderlands 1 holds up pretty well, doesn't it? The remaster.
Dude, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it just came out. It's just like, oh my god! The shell, the cell shading graphics, whatever, helps because it doesn't look dated or whatever. But yeah, it's amazing. So we're doing that. I'm going to be doing the Resident Evil Village DLC, and then that should dovetail right into Mafia, and then from Mafia into the online games, which I'm going to be busting out. We're going to be doing Helldivers with the Xbox people, and then Gears of War Reloaded, and that should dovetail us right into Borderlands 4. So yeah, it's going to be it's got so much stuff going on.
There's also that
goes right into Ninja Gaiden 4. When does that come out?
That, and there's the Ninja Gaiden side scroller, like kind of classic style, like platformer. You know, it's like a Ninja Gaiden original. Ninja Gaiden Sigma, or that's not what it's called, but I was trying to look at the roadmap because you were talking about Mafia, and I'm like, it's hard for me to get hyped about Mafia. I just know I know we're gonna love it, right? Because we love the Mafia games, but I'm not like chomping at the bit. I think that game's just gonna, like, when it comes out, I'll be ready and we'll be diving into it. But it's kind of crazy to have this many games to play.
Oh yeah, I have a feeling I'll be streaming that for about a week. That's probably about it because it's not a long game. But then when I go back to do the completions, I'll do that on my own time, right? So like same thing with Resident Evil. Like you have to, like I did the Resident Evil stream, however, a Village stream, but I also went back and played it 5 more times. Right, I'm so proficient at it now I could finish the game in 2 hours 35 minutes. So it's not like a huge investment. I could literally sit down like just after work and bang out another run through with just a knife or whatever the hell I'm doing. But I'll do that on my own time. So I think that Mafia being like about 8 to 10 hours, I think we could bang that out in about a week. You know what I mean? Like 3 streams, 4 streams, depending on how I feel after work. Right. So yeah, that'll be fun. It'll be fun. It's gonna be awesome. I mean, I'm looking forward to it greatly. So
yeah,
you know. And listen, they're not going to be. I see people bitching about it, and I'm like, listen, those games aren't the most technically advanced, amazing games you've ever seen or played or whatever. But there's something about them that there's an allure to those games that are just so amazing that. Yeah, like the Mafia. Yeah. I mean, the definitive edition that came out was incredible. But like before that, the original series that came out, they had a lot of little quirks in them and a lot of little bugs and some funny stuff like cars flying through the air. But like, you know, it had a charm to it.
The Old Country looks beautiful. They just said today, the developer said that they kicked out the idea of an open world Mafia, the Old Country game, because of 3. And I know that when I say that, you and I are like, but I like the open world. I like Mafia 3, but maybe that open world could, Mafia 2 and 3, the open world could have been more exciting, but I still like those games. But I'm expecting some pretty cool set piece moments in Old Country.
Dude, it's gonna be great. I can't wait. I'm gonna talk like an Italian immigrant for the entire stream when I'm doing it.
You are an Italian immigrant, though.
I'm not really an immigrant, but I am Italian, yeah. But I'm going to talk like that for the entire stream.
You didn't come over on a boat and
No,
with a Tommy gun? No?
No. Look at that. This is the Statue of Liberty. No, I didn't do that.
Papa,
No, I was
Papa.
born.
Wait, that's
I was born
Fable.
on Krypton.
That's Fable from, what was that movie? Fable. The Great American Tale.
Something Goes West. No, that was Fable Goes West was the second one. Sorry, Fable Goes West is the second one. It was American Tale. Yeah, you're right. Great movie, by the way.
Did anyone watch Fable Goes West? I think I watched.
I did.
The American Tale, and then that was it.
Oh,
Okay,
dude, I went to go see Fable Goes West in the movie theater, man. It was awesome.
Yeah.
That was with what I can't remember his name. He was from whatever. He was you give him the lazy eye. He was like the old dog sheriff in the movie, and he was the guy from It's a Wonderful Life and Miracle on 34th Street.
Jimmy Stewart.
Jimmy Stewart talks like this. Yeah, in that movie, he was like an
wow.
old dog. He was an old dog sheriff, and he's like, when you want to scare a mouse, you just give him the lazy eye.
1991. Fable
We're not even
Goes
talking
West.
about video games tonight. We're not even talking about video games tonight, folks. We're just gonna be.
Wait,
doing random
no.
stuff.
Fable Goes West. It says 1986. We were wrong about little. I was gonna say Little Caesars. We were wrong about Little Mermaid. It was 1989, not 1987. But I thought it was 87, just like you did. But we're old.
Be correct. Sotnest, how good are those headphones, dude? Yeah, that's awesome, man.
KY Bob says the secret of the NIM is the goat. That is the most creepy, amazing movie. Look at all the rescuers down under.
Come on, man. Listen, let me tell you something. Jonathan Frisbee dying at the beginning of the movie. Spoiler alert, by that tractor. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Shut up, Keith. You're old, too. Keith goes, you guys are really old.
Keith Darlington. He's probably like 49 and I'm 50.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, oh, that's so old.
That reminds me of Gaming Forte when he's like, I ain't the same age as you, Cole. Because he always gets his voice gets up really high when he starts getting offended. He's all of 46 years old. He's like 46 years old going on 47. I'm not your age, Cole. Yeah.
What? He's only 46? I thought he was 63, 64 at least.
Keith just admitted he's a little bit older than us, so just a tad.
I'm just.
Yeah.
Keith Garlington is 53.
Yep.
He's calling us old.
Yep. He knows what it's like. Oh,
yeah, I know.
Man, I got so much sun.
So how about those video games?
Here. Yeah, let's talk about those video games because I'm done with Death Stranding. I played the intro of Forza Horizon 5 on my PS5 just to see what it would be like, and I was like, I've got like 400 hours in that game. I got one trophy and then shut it off and went to bed last night. Yeah. Oh, look, before we do that, since people are chatting in here, I'll give you an idea about what we're going to talk about. One thing is missing from my ticker across the bottom. I need to add it. Where is it? I added one more topic last minute. Just so you know, we're going to talk a little bit about Halo, Fallout 5, Game Pass. We're going to talk about some Xbox stuff that's going on. There's one more thing I need to add in. Yeah, that was it, the Forza Horizon thing. Let's start with that that would be a nice smooth transition because there was a big news breaker that Forza Horizon 5 sold amazingly well on the PS5. It sold 2 million copies in 1 month. And I was looking for the stats, Mag, because Forza Horizon 5 did really well when it launched, but it was also available on PC. I couldn't find the stats. I did find a tweet where I had quoted somebody that in early access, when Forza Horizon 5 was only available to people who paid for the $80 or $100 version, I think it was $100, which gave you early access. They had 800,000 players in that opening couple days before you could get it, before it was even available on Game Pass for free. So across Xbox and PC, I think it's safe to say the first 3 days they had 1 million purchases. PlayStation did that they did 2 million in 1 month, but the game's also 5 years old. So the testament of how great and how popular Forza Horizon is. I don't know.
Something to do with the quality, like. What did I say, Colt? A million times. If you have quality, it doesn't matter where it is. People will gravitate to quality.
Yeah.
And that's like I said, there's not console wars, there's not any of that nonsense or any whatever, or this one's better than that company and that company's better than this company. It's all about the quality of the games. And if you make a quality game, people will come to it and find it. It's not because the racing the racing genre has that many more fans than like the shooter genre, which of course it doesn't. But I'm just saying, if you got millions of people buying it on the other on the PlayStation when it's already been exposed on Game Pass and PC for quite some time, and you're still getting 2+ million copies sold, and then the community is basically completely rejuvenated at this point.
Yeah,
that's called quality. And that's all I've been screaming about from the beginning. I've been screaming about it since day one. Quality. You bring quality, you're going to get that. And the thing is, when you see these games drop off after like 3 days, 4 days, whatever, or they don't make the numbers, listen, you could like the game as much as you want. Everybody has a right to their opinion, obviously, right? But then you have to start thinking about, was it really that good? Probably not. And that's where you see that stuff, right? People don't pick up a game and then drop it and walk away and never go back to it because it was amazing. They do it because it was either it didn't connect with people or whatever. This game is connecting with people, right? And then when you have to look at some of those other games, you have to look at them and say they just didn't connect really. Like, for example, I'm gonna bring it up. I don't care. Like Hellblade 2. Yeah. Hellblade 2 is not a bad game. It's a beautiful game with an interesting story. I thought the first story was better, personally. This story was a little bit more convoluted for me. It was a little slower paced for me. But either way, did it take off? Not really. I'm not saying it's not quality, but the thing is, you have to look at how people react to it. And if people aren't buying it or playing it or whatever, or nobody talked about it 48 hours after it came out, after everybody did their little screenshot frenzy on Twitter the first day it came out, it doesn't hold a candle to Forza.
Yeah, it doesn't.
That's what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? I know it's two different genres, but if people aren't playing it after a couple of days or no one's talking about it, it's not in the same category. And like I said, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's not in the same category in that upper echelon of top-tier gaming. And Forza Horizon is top-tier gaming. Whether you like racing or not, it don't matter. That's top tier. Everything else is just,
Yeah, it's just an amazing game.
Yeah.
And it wins everybody
That's all
over.
I'm trying to say.
I can't remember how many times I've heard people say, I don't really care for racing games, so there's something about Forza Horizon that just makes me play all the way through it. I don't know. The game, it's doing really well, and I expect to hear about 6 next summer. Oh, gosh. 5 years for a game that used to take every 2 years is insane, but there'll be a lot to cover when that comes out. Walgerman, thank you for the $10 super. Says, good evening, gents. Here for the great conversation, random tangents that will certainly happen. Keep up the great work. Also, Forza, Microsoft likely on hiatus. Sony should port Gran Turismo, and he means to Xbox. Thoughts? I would tell you I don't think they need to bring Gran Turismo to Xbox, but they certainly brought Helldivers 2 to Xbox, so that is such a weird conversation to try and have and actually make any heads or tails of it, because why would they or why wouldn't they? Both of those questions work. Mag? Gran Turismo on Xbox?
I don't see it. I don't see it happening, but I mean, it's a live service game, and I mean, they don't have any qualms about putting live service games everywhere. So Helldivers 2 is a live service game, essentially, and so is Gran Turismo. However, there may be too much of a backlash to that. They may just not do that. So I don't know. I mean, there's like it's like basically you have to look at like Gran Turismo is synonymous with the PlayStation at this point. I mean, it was birthed there, it grew there.
Yep. And
I can't see them letting that one go. But like Helldivers, I mean, yeah, okay, they own the IP, but it's a multiplayer shooter. Multiplayer shooters, everybody knows that at some point it's going to eventually. I know that's playing Monday morning quarterback, but like you could say, well, eventually you could see it going everywhere or whatever. It was still a shock to me that they did it when they did it, but I mean, I knew that was planned. But either way, the point is that I don't see Gran Turismo going over there.
Yeah.
They don't need it. They don't need to put it over there. It sold, 7 million, something like that, 8 million, whatever, how many copies over on PlayStation. And then on top of it, Sony made a boatload of money from selling millions of copies of Forza Horizon 5 on PlayStation. They made 30% of the cut. What the hell do they need to? What do they need? They don't need to send it over there. They're collecting cash from Xbox games. They're just like, hey, just keep doing that.
Yeah,
they don't care.
That's their bread and butter.
They don't care.
That really is PlayStation's bread and butter, is selling other people's games. They're very good at it because their console is so ubiquitous. It is synonymous with a place to play if you're not on PC. So selling other people's games is what they do best. Andy Hart with the $5 super. Thank you so much. Says, I started Last of Us 2 again in chronological order. Very good. Worth a look. Last of Us 2 is your favorite game, Mag. One of your favorites.
It's up there as one. Yeah, for me, it was.
Yeah. One of those, I'm glad I played it. I don't think I'd ever play it again. Nikki Z, thank you so much for the 10. Says, no questions about Starfield. Yes, we're going to talk about Starfield tonight. So buckle up for that.
You didn't know this was the Starfield? You didn't know this was the Starfield podcast? My goodness.
I mean, I really could.
SNC tonight.
Yep. The ex-Starfield fans. No, there is a bit to talk about with Starfield. He says, in the last XNC before the showcase, you told Chris, I don't know who Chris is. Chris. You told Chris if he is having trouble sleeping, he should listen to Xbox 2. Oh. You should have said to watch Uncle Fester on YouTube. Yeah. We know about Uncle Fester. The guy puts me to sleep with his overhead projector type videos. If you make sure you solve the Pythagorean theorem while checking the angle. Yeah, it's like, no, thank you. Thank you, Nikki Z. Appreciate you.
I got a funny picture to send you later. My phone is charging, so I can't.
Okay. Speaking of funny pictures, a viewer of the show made. Actually, it was
God.
Wasn't just a viewer. It was as well. Our channel mod Happy Bomb made a Beavis and Butthead version of you and I. It told ChatGPT to put Beavis and Butthead in our chairs, and it worked perfectly. Other than flip-flop names. Yeah, I got a curveball that kind of came up today that I think is kind of funny, but Exomecha is back. If you remember Exomecha, it was a 2020 reveal for the beginning of the console generation of the Xbox Showcase. It was an Xbox exclusive made by another studio, published by another studio. I can't remember what the name of the studio is called. It's like Red Light or Red Out or something like that studio. And it was a first-person shooter with very mirror shiny mechs, like they look like Silver Surfer mechs or something, and they're like fighting Transformer dinosaurs. Actually looks pretty wonky, but was visually impressive. But apparently on the 18th, which is in 3 days or whatever, they're going to have a re-reveal of the game that has been basically dead for 5 years. And early on, Mag, during the beginning of the Xbox Series console generation, I would kind of put together videos to show people what's coming on the Xbox generation, and I would use Exomecha, and every time I used it, I was like, that game just looks like it just might actually be not very good. I don't know. I always had this weird, iffy feeling about it. What can you tell me about Exomecha? Do you remember it?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, just because I wanted to get a refresher fully here, but listen, man, the fact that it's still coming means that they've been doing something behind the scenes. It still looks I mean, I'm watching the video from IGN. It still looks pretty fire. Yeah, from 4 years ago. It looks awesome. And I'm just like, yeah, okay, this looks amazing. And the fact that they're just like, oh, by the way, we're back. We're like, what? Like, what? Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's like this weird, not really a comeback story, but I mean, it's certainly something where you just didn't expect that, right? And I totally didn't expect it. You know what's really weird? You remember that game that came out for Xbox when the Series X and S first came out? It was like $10.
Yeah. Bright Memory Infinite.
That's it. Bright Memory Infinite. It reminded me of that.
Yeah.
And by the way, what happened to that game? Like,
it came out. It was awful. It was like a 60-something on Metacritic. I played through the whole game. You basically played as a Stellar Blade girl. She looked like the girl from Stellar Blade, and she had. You could unlock.
I played the game.
Yeah, you could. I played the whole thing. I think it was like 8 hours, but you could unlock different outfits, and you could unlock a bikini at one point. Yeah, Twisted Red
Perfect.
says KY Bob's the developer. I saw that one. I knew it was Red something, but it'd been a long time. I'd used that trailer so many times, KY Bob. I'd used it over the years, like to showcase what the Series X could do, and then after a while, that game died. But Bright Memory, kind of an annoying game. It was okay, I guess. Like, I don't know.
It just reminded me of that because I saw that. I'm like, oh my God, that looks like Bright Memory. It's like basically the same sort of vibe, same sort of idea. Yeah, the grapple. Yep. It had the same sort of idea. And I'm just like, oh, that's very interesting. But yeah, I played that $10 version that came out when the console dropped. And I'm like, oh, okay, it was like $10. And then they promised you that if you bought this, then you got like a huge discount when the game came out. And then I never heard about it. I never even heard. Yeah, or whatever, $8. Well, for us, it was 10, I guess.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, what happened? So like then it just disappeared. But anyways, as Exomecha looks just like it. But the thing is, if they're ready to reveal something else, hey, dude, I'm all in because like a 4-year-old video that they showed on IGN and everything else looks incredible. I can't even imagine what it would look like now.
I mean, it's great. It's beautiful, but there's like a couple melee animations in Exomecha that look really light in the loafers. No, that look really lame. But I don't know.
Seems to be the theme tonight.
I know. Speaking of light in the loafers, there was a news piece today about Dead Island 2. The Dead Island 2 developer at Dambusters said that the original game that they took over was absolutely terrible. And before you joined the podcast,
yeah,
I don't know if you know this, Mag, but the Colt Eastwood of 2014 and 2015, my only big videos were about 3 different videos. I made like 5 of them, but 3 of them did really well, covering the eventual release of Dead Island 2. And I grabbed this footage that was shown at Gamescom in 2014, which looked kind of funky and kind of fun because I was always a Dead Island fan. And some of my best viewed videos were Dead Island 2. So I've been following it for a long time. Just before you joined the podcast as a co-host, It was probably one of the last times that Gaz was here. I showed for an hour, I put together all of the footage of the original game as it was when Yager Studios was working on it before Dambusters. How do I keep this interesting for you? It was really, really bad. They had purple and blue like mannequins that were placeholder NPCs that were like, it would say like Quest on their chest. And it was just really stilted and bad. The developer that made Dead Island 2 that you and I loved in 2023 said the game was so awful. And I know because I've watched probably an hour and a half of a combined footage, and the game turned out amazing. And you and I have always said
I loved it.
They had no business turning that from diarrhea into an absolute gem of an amazing game. I thought it, and it's only a 75 on Metacritic, on OpenCritic.
I don't care. I don't care because Days Gone was like a 70-something on Metacritic, and it was one of my favorite
71.
games of the entire generation. 71? It's in my top 5 games of the generation. Ironically, in that top 5 is also not Dead Island, but the other one. What's it called?
Dying Light.
The original,
which was like
Dying
a 76
Light.
or 78.
Yeah, and that game was amazing. I mean, to me, anyway. By the way, I want to just address 2 things in the chat very quickly here. Possibly the greatest new name in the XNC chat, ladies and gentlemen, is Karen's Raisin Potato Salad. Has literally taken the prize for possibly one of the greatest names.
I've been seeing Karen's Raisin Potato Salad a lot on. I don't know if I've seen that name on Twitter or my comments as well as here, but yeah.
I have never seen. Okay, listen, Karen's Raisin Potato Salad. You have to come over to my channel. I need your name in my channel, please. For the love of God, please get it over there. And Sonic N in the chat, he says, "Meg, sign that shirt and send it to me. I'll never wash it." This is the Xbox jersey that they sent me. You know the one, the 20th anniversary one with like the soccer jersey. And I got that soccer jersey. And what does it say? Established 2001 or something like that. Yeah, it's a pretty cool jersey actually.
That is nice. Yeah. I mean, I'm just wearing my own merch, but whatever. Yeah. Anyway, Dead Island 2. Yeah, it's amazing. Keith Garlington says it's no Dead Rising, which I'm a fan of a lot of those games as well. But I don't. If you have not played
Remaster.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I can't do it, dude. I can't do it. Like, I mean, I played it. Like, okay. By the way, interesting fun fact, ladies and gentlemen, is that the reason why I bought an Xbox 360, I was never into Xbox back then. I was playing PlayStation 2 at that time because I had PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and then I saw a commercial on TV when I was watching football, Bills Mafia Forever, and I'm watching it and I'm like, what the hell is this? And I like sat up in my chair, and I'm like, holy crap, look at those graphics. What is this? And it was Dead Rising launched on Xbox 360. I literally left that same day and bought
Really?
an Xbox 360 because of Dead Rising. This, and you want to talk about exclusives? That sold me on an entire ecosystem from just seeing that commercial. Because once I was in there, I was in the ecosystem after that, right? Then they started dropping banger after banger after banger on the 360. I didn't even get a PS3 till the end of the generation when GameStop had the promotion. They're like, trade in 10 games and like your firstborn, and you got a PS3 with Uncharted for free. And I was like, oh, that's amazing. So I did that, and that's why I got a PS3, because I got it for free, essentially, because I traded in all. Remember those days we used to have game towers with all the games on them? And I just took all the games I wasn't playing, and I got a PS3 for free. But yeah. The Xbox 360 sold me on Dead Rising, and I bought the 360 that very day.
I didn't even know what Dead Rising was until it got announced for the Xbox One launch. I don't think I was really aware of it when I got the 360 in 2008. I played everything, and I don't think there was a Dead Rising out between 2008 to the Xbox One launch. Keith, you can help me out if you remember. But I just don't remember being very aware of that series. What's that?
Dead Rising 3 launched with the Xbox One. That was a launch title. It was an exclusive for Xbox.
Yeah, that's when I became aware, and I was like, holy crap. They would show that opening scene, which is the very beginning of the game, when you stand on top of that bus and you're looking over that curved highway loaded full of zombies, and I thought, holy crap, this is next generation. And
yeah, man.
Hot take, my favorite Dead Rising is hands down. And I know if that blue number was here in the chat, and I think Keith also agrees, Dead Rising 4 is the absolute GOAT. I don't know why. I think it's the best one, and people usually hate that one. That's the when you run around as Frank, and you've got Christmas music playing from the 1950s Christmas music while you're just sawing up zombies. It doesn't get any better than that. I love it, absolutely love it. So
hardy har, Maverick. Don't jump in on it, Preston. Scumbags.
What are they jumping in now?
My channel. Oh, just being ridiculous. He's just being fun.
I love it. Oh, hey, our good friend Boner Jam stopped by.
Yeah, what do you say?
Boner Jam stops by with the 5, says, Mag's favorite car game is Frogger. What's good, boys and girls? Love you guys. Check out Boner Jam's on Under the Bus podcast. I was watching them last Wednesday. And remember I was talking about the cheese rolling thing? That's where I first heard about the cheese chasing the cheese down the hill. They were showing the clip where the Canadian guy was having the fist fight on the golf course. Have you seen this, Mag? Where he throws the guy across the green.
When he throws the guy's as stiff as a board and goes flying. What? How did that fight start?
I don't know. I
was it the little guy? Like, did the little guy pick the fight with the big guy, or was the big guy
was he's a former, or he was a current NHL bouncer or whatever. So he grabs the little guy's jersey and he yells bang, 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 and he yells bang while he's punching the guy in the face, and then he just grabs him and throws him across the
dude when he throws him and he's like stiff as a board. Oh god, it was so funny. He looked like a mannequin sliding across the grass. It was probably one of the funniest videos. And then the guy kept coming at him. I'm like, I need to know who the aggressor was, though. I need to know who started it, because I'm not going to support a video.
Mr. Throne guy. Yeah.
If it was the little guy being an idiot, then that's absolutely right.
Yeah, bouncers aren't aggressors. They just take care of them. So yeah, it was great. But check out Under the Bus podcast on Wednesdays. They're going to have us on an off day, like on a Tuesday or something. So hopefully they'll call us. Nikki Z, thank you for the 5.
It was the little guy.
It was the little guy who's aggressor?
Yeah, it was the little guy.
Speaking of little guys.
Well,
what?
You start stuff and you get punched in the mouth. What are you going to do? It's your fault. You should have, you know what I mean?
Yeah, just Meg, how
mind
tall
your own
are you?
business. 5'8". I'm not very tall.
Okay, so we're about the same height. I'm 5'9", if I don't cut my toenails. And I saw a guy walk by my wife and I the other day, and he was probably like 5'6", 5'7", and the way he walked was like, you know that walk, Mag, like the little short guy syndrome. Like,
dude, I go to the. I've been going to the gym since like 2015. I know that guy. Yes.
Yeah, he walks by and I
know
go,
that guy.
That guy. Yeah, that guy with the short man syndrome. Yep.
Yeah. There's always that guy. And then there's always the other guy too. There's always the other guy that there's always like the big moose, but he acts like a moose. You know what I mean? Like walking around like I can't fit through doors, and I'm like, I'm gonna walk through sideways. I'm like, just stop. Can you stop? You can fit through the door, dude. You're not impressing anybody. Anyways, sorry. So video games. How about those things that we play once in a while?
Speaking of little man syndrome, let's talk briefly about the price hike, the price leak for the Xbox ROG Ally X.
Let's talk about that.
Small but mighty, I guess is what they would say. You've covered this fairly well. I'll let you take the lead on this because you have some early pre-leak videos, and so what's going on? What's real?
Well, I was talking. I did a video about a month ago about because I had heard word about it, and actually, funny enough, that those prices that I had originally said in the original video were exactly the same ones that were leaked in the picture. So I woke up this morning. Now, keep in mind, you're 3 hours behind me, right? So when I got up this morning at 9 o'clock, you were obviously still sleeping, and I'm like, I get up and I'm like looking at the thing, I'm looking at my phone, and I'm like going, oh, and all of a sudden I'm getting these screenshots. Fahim, stop it. And then I saw that, and I'm like, oh. Is it? So I reached out to the dudes, and I'm like, guys, what's this screenshot all about? He goes, well, apparently it's been seen on multiple websites, on the European website, Asus website, and then it was put up, and then it was promptly removed. And I'm like, okay, so was it an accident, or were they just, throwing the bait in the water to see how the people would react? Like, they do that in Hollywood a lot. Like, for example, if they're casting a film, and if it's a film that has like or even TV, if it's something that's really prominent and has like it's a huge IP that has history, they'll say, oh, Warner Brothers is thinking about casting this guy as, this character or whatever, and they just kind of put it out there. Right? To see how, you know what I mean? To test the waters, to see what the reaction is. And if everybody has a complete meltdown, they're like, oh, crap, okay, maybe we shouldn't do that. Because they don't want to lose money on the project. Could be the same thing here. And I had some people say that to me, and I'm like, well, were they fishing? And the guy, two out of the three guys I spoke to this morning said they're not fishing. They said that's the price. And I'm like, okay, all right, but we'll see. So apparently, we're getting more. So what the price said for anybody who didn't know by now and didn't watch my video. And if you haven't watched my video, what are you doing? 10:01 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want you there. You're the smaller one, which is the smaller one, the 512 gig, 16. There was a 512 gig SSD with 16 gigs of RAM. That's the smaller one. The white one, right? It's just the ROG Ally. That one is €599. Now, apparently, someone clarified something to me this morning, is that the European prices have the tax already put in them, so that may have an effect. They may have a slight fluctuation in pricing when it translates over to North America, right? But either way, €600.
How much for the small white one?
$599. So let's just round them up by $1.
All right, I'll round them up to that €600 rounds out to $700.
Correct.
Is that okay if we speak in US?
Yeah. So you're looking at $700. Oh no, I'm just explaining like from the screenshots I got. So it was the €600 translated to $699 $700. Yep. And then in Canada that works out to $957.48. Nice. Without tax. That could fluctuate as much up to $1,080 for the base model. Now there's the other one, the bigger model, the ROG Xbox Ally X, which is the 1 terabyte SSD with 24 gigs of RAM. That's a beastly machine. That's €900. That translated to $1,050 US. Again, that could fluctuate.
Bring it down to 1,000.
Yeah, like I was saying, between $50 and $100 depending, because of the fact that the European prices had the tax already built into it. So $1,000 US. In Canada, that works out to about $1,438.29 for the more expensive model. With tax in Ontario, 13%, it could be upwards of $1,600 for a handheld.
Jeez.
So that's not very encouraging for.
Yeah, it's.
I mean,
not.
that's a lot of money, dude.
Jez from Windows Central said, it is basically a laptop computer that you can take on the go, a gaming, device, without a keyboard. These things are expensive, and you and I tried to tell people for like over a month, right? I said that one was $700. This one is 25% more powerful. Like, it's gonna be $1,000. I mean, we figured it would be. A lot of people were thinking this thing there'd be like a $400 model and a $600 model, but I don't know. Like Keith says, the ROG Ally is already amazing, but it's $800, and I don't see Xbox subsidizing or lowering the price to get more out. This is strictly let's make as much money as possible on a really good device. The cool thing about this, I don't know, there's a lot of things about this. You and I even said way back then when this thing was first revealed or leaked that you should wait for the real deal or wait until Xbox has some sort of like native solution for your regular games that you own on Xbox console. That might not be until they come out with another model. It's possible this ROG Ally X will never play your native Xbox console games unless they're Play Anywhere. So I don't know, unless they come up with some type of software solution when it gets the updated UI or the updated Xbox platform on it. I don't know. That's a tall order, but $1,000 is pretty much what we thought.
Yeah, it's a beastly machine. I mean, there's no question, and I'm certainly not. If you were to look at it from a specs point of view, you could understand why it's being priced the way it is. But I mean, at the end of the day, for $1,600 here, anyways. I mean, you could buy a beastly gaming laptop that you can actually do much more with than just game, right? So it would have much more functionality where I could have my keyboard, my mouse. I can attach it to another monitor, do whatever. I can actually run entire shows. I can run my YouTube channel off of it and play games on it, right? So I mean, like when you look at something like that for something like a handheld. I mean, that's, but hey, there's a market for everything. Let's face it. There's a market for everything. Not everybody can afford a $200,000 car, but there are lots of them out there, right? And you can see them driving around. So, I mean, there is that. There's $3,000 Apple headsets out there, VR headsets that people somehow or for whatever reason bought, but people have money. People have money for those things. What I was talking about in my video is that when you get to that casual market, you lost all of them. That's basically what you've lost all of them. You can't convince me otherwise that a casual would spend over $1,000 for a handheld if they're a casual, right? Yeah. This is a hardcore item for hardcore gamers who are willing to pay that kind of money. I cannot see a casual who farts around with Madden and Call of Duty a couple of times a month or whatever, once a week or on their weekends. They may play games for one day and then hang out with their buddies the next day. They're not going to spend that kind of cash for that kind of thing, right? Because they're not invested the way the gaming community is, right? So that's basically all I was trying to say with that. I mean, like I said, it doesn't really make a difference to me. I'm not buying it. It doesn't affect my life at all. And what people do with their money, go ahead. Yeah, but, I just don't expect massive sales. That's all.
I've definitely seen a lot of people on social say that they're going to buy one, and I can tell that they'll buy one just because it has the Xbox logo on it, and that they like to have those Xbox items or to support the hardware in the ecosystem. And that's why you and I said, beware that this thing is this is a more powerful, better version of what you can already get right now. And if you know that, then you know what it can do and it can't do, then you'll be good. I mean, if that software, the software that it ships with is supposed to come to this ROG Ally, so I'll have I still have the Xbox app, which is fine. I don't know. We'll see. There's a lot they haven't really said yet. Nikki Z, thank you for the 5. Says, I only mentioned Starfield because on X, when I'm able to catch a live show, I always talk about Starfield. Don't mean to annoy anyone. Nikki, you're one of my type. We do talk about Starfield whenever we can, but we'll talk about the future of Starfield, and I'm probably going to work on a video in the near future because there's a lot to discuss there. Game Seeker, thank you for the Canadian 5. He says, I made it to my vacation destination just in time for X and C. Have a great show, fellas.
Lovely.
He's
lovely.
out.
Enjoy your vacation,
enjoying the resort.
wherever you are.
He's in a resort. He's living the good life. So.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't done a vacation since 2024 sometime. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a hard grind the last 10 months.
you better fix that. I mean, you have taken some trips, but you do need to get out and get away and enjoy life.
Couple of weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
Or just sit in the pool, sit in the cheap above ground pool and just burn your skin like I did. It's a great way to stay in shape.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oops. Hold on. There we go. I almost killed our camera feed there. Make sure it's
What?
good. There we go.
That would have been devastating.
Yeah. No, there's just a thing with Discord. I can't have anything covering the screen or it kills our cameras. So I don't know. There isn't really much more to say about the Xbox ROG Ally. Just write in the chat if you think you're going to get one at that price. Let's move to the next thing, which is, this is an interesting topic. It's now been confirmed that Xbox is working on Fallout games, but behind the scenes, insiders are saying they're working on Fallout 5, or they're working out on the next real Fallout game. We already know that there is some truth to the Fallout 3 remaster, which will hopefully be as nice of an upgrade as we saw with Oblivion. I think it will be. But apparently there's more to that. The Fallout 76 team is working on a collaboration with the Amazon TV show to put out some content that coincides at the end of this year with the season 2 of the Fallout TV show. But not only that, I don't know who's working on it. I was trying to press my guy for, I don't have a guy, but the guy that usually knows stuff, I was pressing him. What's going on with Fallout 5? Who's working on it? Like, it's not Obsidian. Is it Bethesda? And they kept telling me they don't know. And they didn't want to tell me. But Meg, we'll talk about Fallout 5 or a Fallout spinoff, like an actual new Fallout game is in the works. Because, I'll add in before you say anything, apparently there's a Fallout Shelter 2 or another Fallout Shelter game that someone's going to work on, like some small mobile team. It sounds like Xbox and Bethesda are taking the Fallout series serious for the first time in 10 years. So let's talk about the next Fallout game. What do you know? What have you heard?
I haven't heard anything yet. But I'll tell you this. Who is the person, don't worry, I'll answer for you. Who is the person who is saying they need to focus on Fallout 5 while the TV show is hot? Oh, I don't know, this guy right over here last year. Yeah, I literally said that on this very show. I kept saying, guys, they need to start putting that on the front burner and get that thing going quick, because you want to strike while the iron's hot. And the Fallout TV show at that time, anyway, was hot. Let's see what kind of numbers they do for season 2. Let's see if it has the staying power. But either way, season 1 was hot. I'm like, you guys need to have something organized for this. And I did say something else about that. I'm like, listen, even if you don't have a new game, have some kind of a themed DLC that has a tie-in to the show so you get more people engaged. Do something. Developers. You need
Steve Ballmer to come over and start yelling at people. You make Fallout, you're going to make Fallout, and you're going to make Fallout.
Yeah. Exactly. Thank you, Skillet Will, by the way. Yes, it's a new camera. Thank you. He was just commenting on the new camera.
Hey, no jaundice. So, it's great.
Yeah. He says it doesn't look like Days of Our Lives. Yeah, because it was like a little bit you know what I mean? It would move a little funny. Anyways, the thing is, I was saying that a year ago. So now that they're talking about it now, I'm like, yes, I know it's a slow-moving ship. It's like not the kind of thing you could turn on a dime. But yeah, it's something that this is the step in the right direction where they should be doing that. Now, you have to hope at this point. If you're doing some kind of a tie-in with the show, you're going to have hope that the show has legs. Right? So you want to make sure, beyond season 1. Because you look at Last of Us, for example. Season 1 was hot. Yeah. Season 2, and it absolutely deserved it. I didn't even finish the series, dude. I stopped after 4 episodes and said, I cannot. Even my wife was sitting there saying, she's like, can you? I won't even repeat what she said. She's like, Can you just turn this bleep blah 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 off?
What season was it
so
where
bad?
What season was it where Joel gets teed off?
Well, season 2.
Okay. I'm asking my daughter because she was like, you really need to watch the show. It's so good. And she hadn't started season 2 yet. And I was like,
season 1 was very good. And it's not, and listen, and you know what the funny thing is? I know people would be like, oh, because the second game sucked, or it was a woke mess, or this and that, whatever. I'm like, actually, the funny thing, really loved the second game. Because for there's a very intricate reasons I'm not going to get into as to why I loved it so much. But the season itself, the way they did it, it was awful. So you're going to have to hope to God that Fallout obviously doesn't fall into the same trap and end up being a mess. You're going to want it to have those legs so that it can continue on and do it incredibly well. So that being the case,
it's a different style of writer. I mean, it's not. We knew what to expect with Neil Druckmann. Like, we knew what to expect with season 2. But yeah, you better hope that they don't make it super lame as they go into New Vegas.
Well, that's the thing. And if they're going to do any kind of a tie-in, which they plan on, yes, of course, that beautiful backdrop. They're going to do some kind of a tie-in. This game is not coming out this year. And it's not coming out next year. So now you're talking about season 3, season 4 of a show where there's going to be some kind of a collaboration. You're going to have to hope that show does well enough to get to a season 3, 4, and maybe even a 5. Right? So that's what I'm trying to say. So, I mean, I know gamers won't really care at the end of the day, because if gamers get a great Fallout 5, I don't think they'll care that the TV show dropped off and whatever, right? They're more interested in the game.
Do you remember during the Xbox and PS2 era and 360 and PS3 era, they would do those tie-in movie games for, like, it was so notorious that a movie would come out and they would crank out a new game like during the year that they were making the movie. And one example, the first example that came to mind, is not even a popular one to me, was the Captain America video game that came out around 2011. Did you like it? I never played it.
I loved that. It was good, man. It was fun.
It was like
I rented it at Blockbuster back in those days. You know, remember those days? You could just do that. Yeah, they would have like a game for the Hulk. They had a Thor game. They had a Lord of the Rings game. Those games were fun. They weren't great, but they were fun.
The Lord of the Rings games were great. Like, people love those EA
ones.
Yeah, people love those. But
they were so good.
Do you remember, Mag, that the tie-in movies to the video games were awful?
Yes.
And then the tie-in video games from the movie were awful. So it went both ways. Like, I remember there was a Doom. I never watched it. Was it The Rock that played? Somebody played in the Doom movie.
Yeah,
DOOM. Yeah, and it was like I just heard it was horrible.
Except for the last 5 minutes. The rest of the movie was awful. But the last 5 minutes where they actually did like the Doom like first person point of view, like action sequence, that's the only good part of that movie.
Oh, really?
It was actually really dude. It was actually pretty cool. And they did like a whole action sequence of just, you see the top of the gun moving like this, left to right, just like Doom, and then went and just annihilated like a whole bunch of like demons and stuff.
And I'm like, do that for the whole movie.
That was, you know what, that's funny. That's what a lot of people said. They're like, can we just do that for the whole movie? And people were like, dude, if you watch that for an entire 90 minutes, you'd throw up after about 18 minutes of like the movement. Like, there's no way you could do that.
Everyone's in the theater.
But I loved those tie-in movies because those tie-in movie games, they had easy achievements. Some of them only had like 15 achievements for 1,000 points. You just like the King Kong game on the Xbox 360, 10 achievement points for 1,000. You just have to finish the game in like 2 hours.
Back then, games took about 2 years to make, and the tie-in movie games, they would crank them out in like a year. They'd do them really fast. Another one that I really loved that no one liked was James Cameron's Avatar in 2009.
Oh, yeah.
I absolutely loved it. But how about John Wick? I think it was John Wick 2, or it's probably John Wick 2, the movie, where it did like the Hotline Miami scene, where it was like he's going through the house with the fire-breathing shotgun or whatever it's called, the snap.
No, that was
John Wick 1 or 2? 4?
That was 4.
Yeah, where it was like a top-down camera view, and he was like going through the rooms, and every gamer was like, yes. But But
yeah, the incendiary shotgun ammo. Yeah.
Yeah. What do they call that shotgun? Somebody in the chat who knows. It's like there's a word. There's like the word dragon is in there with that shotgun, where it's incendiary shotgun.
Yes.
But Dragon's Breath. Thank you, Nerdy Neo, for being right on the spot. My point being that the tie-ins, they tried to line those up because game development was kind of in that window. And now the best they can do is DLC a la Fallout 76 for the next season of Fallout. I talked to someone very, very, very prominent in the Xbox Bethesda camp that was really frustrated that they did not have any content for Fallout 76 when that TV show was just absolutely on fire. And everyone was playing Fallout 76. Like they had, I can't remember what the jump was of players that were playing Fallout 76 because that TV show was so fire. And I talked to someone that said they were really frustrated that they sat there and had no content that was like purchasable or playable to tie in with that TV show. Sounds like they're going to do that this time. So I don't know. When are we going to see the next Fallout game, Mag? Let's do the math.
Next gen?
What's that?
Next gen?
Next gen, okay.
Yeah.
So
now the Fallout, what the hell was it called? The survival one? I already forgot the name of it.
The shelter one?
Shelter, yeah. Fallout Shelter is like a much smaller scale kind of operation. I could see that before the generation is out. But an actual Fallout game, like a full Fallout game, not till next gen. No chance.
Okay, so Layer Cake in the chat says 2020, 2034 or 2035. The interesting thing about
that, took that long,
that's actually what the timeline for Fallout 5 was before this change. So we're actually looking closer to 2030 if they can get the game worked on. The problem is Bethesda is trying to get Elder Scrolls 6 out by 2027, 2028. So the idea of making Fallout 5 or a Fallout spin-off in 2030 seems impossible unless they bring on a co-development team, which I think they probably would, but we don't have any information on that. Here's the kicker. For those of you who know, Creation Engine 1.0 is no longer being used. Starfield's based off of Creation Engine 2.0. Would they take the Starfield Creation exoskeleton and make a Fallout game based off of the skeleton of Starfield? Or would they go back and take the skeletal structure of Fallout 4 and make a spin-off?
Fallout 4. I mean,
that
the bones
would look really, really dated because Fallout 76 looks less impressive compared to 4 because they've spread it out wide to make it a MMO. So it takes a big visual downgrade from Fallout 4. But putting out a 10-year-old engine in 2030 or 2031 or whatever would be awful. It would play well. That's not really how it works, though. I don't know a lot about this, and I'm going to reach out before I cover this in a video. You can take the Creation 2.0 that Starfield is made off of, and you can make Fallout 5, and it doesn't have to play like Starfield because that's not how game engines work. Game engines just link together all the systems.
I'll revert my statement then. Then if they could utilize that, but utilize it better than Starfield did, at least at the beginning of when Starfield came out, then yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm with you, Mag. I don't want them to take the foundation of what Starfield is and make it post-apocalyptic because Starfield's missing a lot of key mechanics that made Fallout 3 and 4 so amazing in New Vegas. So I just don't know who'd work on it. And
I mean, they've already diverted people from other studios that like.
Here you go.
You know what I mean? Like ZeniMax has already like diverted people over there. Phil said it himself when they did all the the Red Wedding there from last Wednesday, or the Wednesday before. Was it the Wednesday before? Yeah. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
No, it was the Wednesday before. So yeah. So when they had the the Bloody Wednesday there, they diverted people over when Phil said what he said. He says, we're going to focus on basically what's going to make us money. Let's, you know what I mean? So like when they dissolved that team from ZeniMax that was working on the MMO, the word is that people from that, people that were left over from that studio went over to start working on Fallout. So they started diverting people to more big tent title games, right? So that's just one example. There could be many more of like other teams that be like, listen, just like look at the Forza situation. You know, and to talk about how there may never be another Forza Motorsport ever again, but they're going to focus their energies on the Forza Horizon, which does incredibly well. Just like I said, what I tell you about Microsoft, they're all about metrics and numbers, right? They look at Forza Horizon 5 and they're like, holy crap, look at this. And then they look at the success of Fallout and they're like, no. Forget that. Go work on Fallout. You know what I mean? So I could see them diverting even more people from different teams over there to get this thing moving a little faster. 2034, 2035 is not an option because by then they'll fire everybody for not releasing a game within 10 years. And we just saw that last week.
Bethesda and Xbox are very adamant that waiting for Fallout 5, which would be 2035, is not going to work. KY Bob says Obsidian is done with Outer Worlds 2. They will be done by October. So he says, I'm sure they don't need the whole studio for Grounded 2. Grounded 2 is being co-developed with Eidos Montreal. So, yeah, I mean, Obsidian would be open to help, but Mag nailed it. The likeliest scenario that I could tell you off the best of my knowledge is that ZeniMax had to cancel their amazing MMO that Phil Spencer liked because they probably looked at the metrics of this new IP and said, we could make this much money, or we could put you 200 or 150 employees to work with the remainder of Bethesda Softworks to work on Fallout 5 right now. And maybe it's not Fallout 5. Maybe it's going to be Fallout. I'll just say something, okay?
Whatever,
maybe it's going to be Fallout New Orleans. Or New Orleans. Yeah. Fallout New Orleans. It won't be Fallout 5. It won't be Fallout 4 New Orleans. Maybe the idea is to make a full-fledged killer game like that one and call it, because that wasn't officially called Fallout 3 New Vegas. It was just called Fallout New Vegas. You can do a spin-off and make it monstrously huge. So if ZeniMax and Bethesda team up together while they start finishing the last couple of years of Elder Scrolls 6, they can put together the next Fallout spin-off, which is a whole 100-plus hour excursion into the wasteland somewhere in the U.S. And we could be playing the next Fallout by 2030. Now, would you... And I know it's a long time, right? Or what are we... that's 5 years from now. That's a tall order for a big game like Fallout to do it in 5 years when most big games take 6 years plus, right? But they got to do it. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be some automated stuff and maybe bringing in other studios or bringing some of, you have ZeniMax. You have other studios at Bethesda that can help. Like id has done a little bit of help with, they use some, I mean, that's all stuff that happened in 2023, but they consulted with id on some stuff. It helped a little bit on Starfield. So it's got to be a team effort at this point. We need a Fallout game. They're going to have to
listen. They need a Fallout game, and the other thing is that they also have to. This timing situation has to be addressed, and obviously it's being addressed by Satya and Amy Hood as they bring down the hammer on teams that are taking way too long, basically hemorrhaging money. You cannot go 5-6 years. They can't do it. They're not going to do it, and that's why I think they're diverting other people to these teams to move it along and be like, Get your asses in gear. I need this out by 28. 29. Okay, let's be realistic. 29.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, absolutely. I would have said that too.
You divert whatever assets that are required for a short period of time and get them over there and this and that. However, but there's something else that's not being addressed when it comes to development. Microsoft specifically is this 18-month dev cycle situation that they got going on because they don't want to pay benefits and
you mean the contractor thing?
The contractor thing, does that apply? There's a question I actually have. Does that apply to all of the employees under the Xbox Gaming Studios, or is it just specific studios?
I've only heard about a massive co-located contractor situation at Halo Studios. Thanks to KY Bob directing my mind into the possibilities. I'm looking at the Xbox Game Studios listing of teams, and In Exile is supposed to launch Clockwork Revolution probably 2026, maybe 2027. Right. But if In Exile's like, we're probably going to launch Clockwork at the end of the year in 2026, you could dang well bet that Microsoft said, can we count on a chunk of your team being on board to join the Fallout initiative for the next game? And they'd be like, yeah. So we're going to be like offloading big chunks of the game, because when I look at this listing, ZeniMax Online, a little bit of help from id, who just did Doom the Dark Ages, and I don't know what they're going to do next. But if Phil Spencer said we're going to focus our teams on money-making franchises, Meg, you said probably the most important thing that was said here tonight was that Phil is keying us in that their studios are going to collaborate and come together on the franchises that mean the most to them and make the most money. And if that means bringing a little bit of id, a lot of ZeniMax, and maybe a little bit of In Exile, and maybe a chunk of Obsidian to collaborate into, there's a word I made up, to make Fallout 5 a reality and say, I want that by 2029, knowing they'll push it to 2030, and you're like, that's where you're going to get anyway. That is probably the most likely scenario. And waiting 5 years for Fallout 5 is going to suck, but 1 year will be eaten up while we play GTA 6.
Well, yeah, exactly. And then, but the thing is also, let's not also mince words here. They also, invested like $80 billion in AI. That was for a reason. Yeah. Like I said before, they did that also because that would also speed up developer times and cut down on costs by not hiring developers and firing certain developers in order to accelerate some of the grunt work, or at least do a lot of the heavy lifting of the grunt work during those development times, which will A, get the games out faster to make them more money, and B, not have to hire as many people, which is going to make them more money, because that's what they're there for. They're there to make more money. And that's a possibility as well as to the acceleration of development time that you're going to find on some of these games, which we've talked about ad nauseum. We don't have to go back into that subject, but I'm just saying these are things, right? So that's a possibility.
Here's the best part. Layer Cake says there's no way Todd Howard would ever allow that. Good luck. I've covered this in a couple Fallout videos this past year. Todd Howard, the last thing he said regarding Fallout was that he was finally open to letting other people help create the next Fallout experience or the next game. But you're going to learn real quick that Todd Howard's going to get told, we don't care. Like, we're going to put together a dream team, and you're going to oversee Fallout while you oversee Elder Scrolls. Now, that could mean that Elder Scrolls 6 could suffer creatively if Todd Howard has to manage both, but honestly, I don't know how much.
Facing an internal delay anyway right now. So there's that. I know that that's a situation, but I can tell you this: there's no way at this point, the way that Microsoft has taken control of the Xbox name, or at least the ecosystem. There's no way they're going to sit there and allow Todd to tinker around for 20 years with an Elder Scrolls 6 like he did with Starfield, and then release it to the way Starfield was released. Not a chance in hell. He could be like, you love your artistic vision took you 20 years? Fantastic. Do it in 3.5 or you're fired. That's basically what's happening. Yeah. And if you don't tell me otherwise, because it just effing happened. And it happened last year, too. The same thing. The teams that are dragging dead weight, guess what? It's just like climbing up a mountain. You know, the guys that are dangling, go, oh, we're all going to die. And like, nope, just you. And then they saw them off, right, to save everybody else above them. That's exactly what they just did. They're not going to wait for it anymore. So Todd doesn't really have much of a choice anymore. I mean, not that he really cares at this point in his career. I mean, he's older than we are, I believe, right? And he's made millions of dollars, and you don't think his parachute is going to be colored golden? Well, you got another thing coming. It's going to be very gold when they cut him off. So I don't think he really cares about all that. He cares about the product at this point because they are his babies, right?
Yeah,
so
he wants to.
You know what I mean? Like, he's still an artist.
Yeah, and he wants to leave with a great legacy. Like, he's had some amazing games, and Starfield is divisive, but he wants to. I would assume Todd wants to retire after he launches Elder Scrolls 6.
Absolutely.
I
would.
And if Microsoft and Xbox are getting their way and saying, we're going to fast track Fallout as well. We're going to put everybody on it, so you have everybody you need to make that a reality. If I was Todd, excuse me, I would Todd rules. I would make sure the next Fallout is amazing. Do it again.
Hey, Beavis.
Yeah, I'm Todd. Fire, Todd. Fire, Todd. Fire.
Todd Howard looks like a Keebler elf. He even talks like one.
What music star would you say? Because that's what Beavis and Butthead would say. They would say that Todd Howard looks like somebody from like a band.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know.
Think of anything.
I mean, he looks redhead.
He looks like one of the hobbits. I mean, from the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Basically, like, I mean, if you put like Mary, Pippin, and Todd Howard together, I would think that they're all.
Well, I did put him in a Hobbit
like
picture.
Mary, Pippin, Sam. Oh, did you? Okay, well there you go.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah. And Todd was one of the Fellowship
right
Hobbits. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But either way, they'll fast track those two games. It'll be Fallout and Elder Scrolls. They'll have to. They have no choice. At that point, they're just going to be like, listen, funnel everything into this. This is going to be the money making machine. Those are going to make it. They're going to make a killing, right? Elder Scrolls, even if it's decent, it'll still make a killing. You know what I'm saying? Like, because like it just,
I mean,
the name
Starfield
itself
made a killing too.
Will carry. True. It didn't have the legs, but it made the money at the beginning, right? Because they have the pedigree. If you look at something like, and Elder Scrolls obviously has more pedigree than Starfield, because Starfield was an original title. Elder Scrolls has a history, right? And then, of course, let's not also forget, they just had the Oblivion remake to great success, right? So they're going to be riding off of that, right? So the Oblivion remake is basically, I mean, obviously Skyrim being legendary, and then the Oblivion remake, and then going to Elder Scrolls. Man, that's, you're going to launch with 15 to 20 mil copies sold. Never mind Game Pass. 15 to 20 million copies are going to get sold within the first couple of months. Yeah. Guaranteed.
Yeah, Wayne Broadbent in the chat says, does Microsoft know how to make good games? What happens if Elder Scrolls fails? I don't know where you've been, Wayne, but yeah, Xbox has very few exceptions. Their games have been really, really good. The only exceptions would be...
The Elder Scrolls have been great.
The only exception would be like South of Midnight wasn't really, really great, but it was a 79 out of 100. Redfall was really horrible. That was 2023. So, yeah, for the most part, almost every single Xbox game's been really, really good. And I don't know where you've been, Wayne, but the general consensus from everybody these days is they make really great games. Is Game Pass profitable, or is it sustainable, or why are they laying off employees if they're making great games? And that's kind of the disconnect. But you're talking like really old sentiment that Microsoft or Xbox don't make good games. Their games are fantastic. Let's see. We got Andy Ackerman. Thank you so much for the $5 super. Says Mag and a mankini and a kiddie pool. That'll be your vacation.
Yeah, that does sound like my Saturday afternoons. but doing it for an entire week, I would be all over that. Yes.
Yeah, you would. And your work would hate you for it. You come back with that tan, the triangle tan around your nipples. That'd be amazing. Andy Hart, thanks for the two, says, thoughts on Ghost of Yotei, or Ghost of Yotei, sorry, is how you pronounce it. I'll talk about that in a minute, okay? We have that on the topics. KY Bob, thanks for the two. Best Buy card is ready and waiting on that Xbox Ally X. He's going to buy one. Biff Rinaldi said, my last vacation was 14 years ago. What are you doing, Biff? I was just on a podcast with him. He must be super busy. Take a weekend, dude, and go do something. Anything.
Dude, when I first got married, my honeymoon, it was almost 10 years, 8 years or whatever. I hadn't gone on vacation. And then my first vacation, almost 8 years, was my honeymoon. And it was just the build up to all that stuff. You know what I mean? Getting my career off the ground, or trying to anyway. And then, meeting my wife. Getting that under control in terms of like us trying to build a future together, trying to save up for a house, trying to save up to have the wedding, and you know what I mean, and all that kind of stuff. And then like it's, and then after that, it was a number of years after that because we started having kids, so we couldn't exactly do anything with them anyway because they were too young. So like, yeah, it happens, man. It just happens. There's a grind in your life. But the funny thing is, I'm noticing now for different reasons that the grind is actually getting harder and longer. pause. But it's just getting insane. Like, it's just like, I'm 50 years old. Why am I doing 16-hour days now? What the F happened? It's supposed to back off, not go the other way. But it seems like this world has gotten more expensive and more stupid over the last since the pandemic, that it's just like, what's happening? We're doing this all wrong, folks. We're living life wrong.
When I was getting into my 30s, I went through all that, like going to college, working full time while I was going to college, starting a new job, didn't want to take vacation because I started a new job, just had a baby, had another one on the way, bought a house. The house was, we did go on vacations, but we didn't go like normal people go, where you just take the entire week off. And it just didn't seem like we were able to do that like you're supposed to go on vacation. And I was thinking about that a lot, Mag, because I've been really counting my blessings. And we were talking about gratitude last week when we were ending the show last week about how I work from home and I'm able, like, I have a surplus of vacation hours because of working from home. I do not take that for granted, and being able to like take off and go somewhere for a couple days, even if it's after the work week's done, it's really important. So you need to be at the point, Mag, where you can start tapering off those ridiculous hours you're working, because we are getting old.
I know.
Let me tell you something, Mag.
Hours
I'm going to lecture you for a second.
Okay, go ahead.
Right now, our age is the last bastion of being physically able to, like you want to be able to go get out on the boat and get on the wakeboard or go do like something exciting instead of sit around on a fishing boat or go look at birds. So you need to make sure that you are going out and having all that fun while you can still stay vertical and horizontal at the end of the night.
Well, exactly. That's the funny thing about all this. At the end of the day, it's just like you work towards a retirement, and then like, for what? Because by the time you're there, you can't do shish kebab because like your knees are destroyed, your body's ruined, you're too old. Like you can't go. You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? What, you can't go water skiing when you're 65. You fall in the water, you're gonna break everything. It's such a stupid ass effing farting thing that we do in our lives. North Americans got this whole thing all wrong. We got it all wrong. The Europeans are laughing at us. These guys smoke and drink every single day and outlive the hell out of us by 25, 30 years. Easily. Yep. Go to the Asian countries. They got unfiltered cigarettes dangling out their mouth until they're 90 years old, and they're laughing and having a great old time. They work hard, and then they enjoy themselves.
And they have time for Squid Game.
Europe. Yeah, exactly. Europe, they're laughing at us.
Yeah.
They may not have everything we have, but they actually have more.
Meg, you need to make sure you're carving out a little bit of that until you can start steering that in the right direction. Because
see, Magnum has got it. He goes, in Australia, we stopped riding kangaroos after we turned 40. See, what happens is, Magnum is absolutely right. See, what happens is, when you turn 40, then you sit in the pouch, right? You sit in the pouch, and then the kangaroo takes you around because, like, it's too hard on the knees, right?
I saw a recent video of a guy whose dog was being harassed by a kangaroo in Australia, and he went and grabbed the dog out of the way, and the kangaroo like posted up on him, and the guy was like this, like, you have to, you get into boxing stance, and it was like right out of a cartoon.
You got to, man.
You got to.
You got to. You got to. You got to do that. You got to box them.
Yep. Yeah. Malik says 50 or 60 is the new 40. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. For the government, they love that. Yeah. I'm surprised they haven't tried to change the retirement age to 70.
Well, they're getting there actually. But anyways. The Old Man podcast. Yeah, my boss said that the other day. She goes, "Did you know they're moving the retirement age to get your Social Security up to 67 or something?" I'm like, "What?" It was like 62 and a half or something. Udoniki's audit. Thanks a lot, Biff Rinaldi. You better go get some vacation, brother. Thank you. Udoniki's audit. Thank you for the 2. Says, or they could pull a Sony and remaster it 26 times. Probably talking about
fine. That works too.
Fallout. Yeah. Why not? God Howard looks as if Michael Myers' mask had human skin tones.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
Oh yeah. God Howard, amazing. You know the Brook? Do you know the Brook boy, Lewis? Thank you for the 2. Says, Why do many people think 80 scores are bad games? Because they're stupid. That's why. Metacritic scores shouldn't matter, or OpenCritic scores don't really matter. But today, when I said something about Dead Island 2 on social media, some guy goes, "That game's ass." I'm like, no, it's not. And I should have brought you in, Mag. You could have smacked that guy around, saying that Dead Island 2 wasn't good.
That's ridiculous. Like I said, we talked about it earlier in the show. The scores. I mean, the scores are subjective to how you feel about something, right? Yeah. So, you can have a game in the 70s that you absolutely adore, or a game in the high 80s that you hate. You know what I mean? Or you know what I mean? That you're like, not for me. You can have a game that's a 90 or 91 on Metacritic, and then you just be like, ugh, I didn't like that.
There's like a 90s plus Metacritic. There's a couple of them this year where I was like, and I'm out after 20 hours. I'm like, I'm out. I won't talk about them because people love them, and I don't like raining on someone's parade. If someone says they love a game, love it. Go ahead. Just don't make me play it if I didn't like it.
Yeah, no one's gonna stop you. No one's gonna stop you from doing what you want to do. That's what I keep saying all the time. I'm like, as long as you're not hurting anybody and it's not whatever, just do what you want to do and enjoy yourself. Yeah.
Speaking of games that I would put a chokehold on Mag and punch him in the skull, is Starfield, a game I like, but you didn't. But let's talk briefly about Starfield.
Yeah.
Some people hate it, right? Where is it? Like, we're supposed to get the Starborn DLC this year, but they haven't said anything, and now a lot of people are speculating that Bethesda has probably been told, okay, Starfield had its time. Scrap the Starborn DLC. I think this is, I don't know anything. I haven't talked to anybody. But way. I would assume that during these discussions that went on before Showcase, these layoff discussions were going on before Showcase, we all heard about them, that Bethesda Softworks was told, you know what, Shattered Space didn't do very well, and we're kind of looking at what you have with Starborn. You guys are going to be doing something else soon. What? Fallout. That's what I think's happening. I would be surprised if Starborn shows up sometime in a reveal next year or late this year. I think maybe they scrapped it. What do you think, Meg? Might be
absolutely.
Crazy. You think so?
No, not at all. Absolutely, they scrapped it. I don't know that as a fact, but I'm saying that the fact that no one's talked about it, they haven't no updates or whatever. 100%, they just went in there and be like, "Listen, guys, you had your time." Even the mods walked away after 6 months. The game is it's forget it. Just leave it where it is. If people want to go to it. We're moving on. Fallout and Elder Scrolls 6. It's a hot topic in the live chat right now. Everybody
I'm going to look up. Malik says Starborn is coming this fall. Starborn, Starfield. It could.
I didn't see anything about it. I mean, it could.
I just have this feeling that they were told to
Of course, guys, there's still mods being made.
Yeah, mods are still going.
But it doesn't mean that I'm not saying it's everybody's walked away, but the majority of the community moved on. There are more people doing mods for Skyrim from 11 years ago than there are for Starfield. Starfield is not what, you know what I mean? It's not there anymore. It's done. It's over. There's always going to be a community with it, but it's not. It didn't even hold any water for 3 weeks, maybe a month, and it was gone. And and then the DLC got absolutely trashed when it came out. I remember.
Yeah,
the reviews. I was excited because the trailer looked great, and I'm like, "Ooh, this looks awesome." And then I'm like, "Oh my god!" When I read the reviews, I'm like, "Never mind."
It was like a 53.
Yeah, and then come on, guys, wake up.
Or
53 whatever, but the game got an 80 something, and I'm like, if I didn't like the game at 80, can you imagine what I would think about the 50? And I remember, was it Rand who was talking about it? He said it was just awful. I think it was, but he liked the game. No, it wasn't. Rand. It wasn't Rand. It was somebody else.
I can't remember what Rand did with the Starfield DLC, but I didn't even finish it.
It wasn't Rand.
I didn't like
it wasn't Rand. It was someone else loved the game, but then they played the DLC and they said it was.
To push against some of the stuff you're saying, Starfield still has this pocket of people who will not give it up, just like any game. But there is a little bit of an overblown narrative when it comes to Starfield is dead and Starfield is nobody likes it. And it's not, and I'm not talking about the cult corner of people that still play it. It does still breathe quite well. but I have a hard time playing it 400 hours plus anymore. But I will say my opinion is if we get a reveal for Starborn DLC close to like September, I'll be like, oh, okay, man, I hope it's good. But if we don't hear anything, I'll say, man, I figured. I'm feeling a little bit pessimistic about Starfield right now and its expanded content. That's how I would put it. That's how I
think they're going to focus on they're going to focus on Fallout and Elder Scrolls 6 and get those out there.
Yeah, I agree. It would be better served, right?
To it. Yeah, and I mean, like I said, I didn't say like everybody. Well, not everybody. A lot of people deal with absolutes, and I'm like, no. There's still going to be a fan base for it. There's still going to be people who are doing it. There's still going to be mods there. As people take it too far to the extreme. There's still mods there. I'm like, yeah, we know. Jesus Christ. We're just saying that there's not 1,000 mods there. And there's going to be a community that'll be there for 10 years. There are fans who are going to be there for whatever. It's going to have its little cult following or whatever. But as terms of zeitgeist, Microsoft is not stupid. They made their initial money off of it, and they saw how fast it fell off, and like, nope, we're done. Focus on Fallout. Focus on Elder Scrolls. Let's make $1 billion. And that's what they're going to do.
According to just Steam, because keep in mind Starfield is on multiple platforms. Just Steam, there are 4,000 24-hour peak players with a 330,000 all-time peak, which is way up there. But of course it dropped off. But yeah, I mean, why would people still be playing it? It doesn't offer as much flexibility and variety as like Skyrim does. Skyrim's like an iconic. No one will ever touch Skyrim, not even themselves. So.
No. That's now part of the it's basically it's almost like you raised this beast and you let it off into the wild now. Yeah. And it's just its own thing now. Like Skyrim is its own entity essentially. It's almost like it's owned by the people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
it's a community driven thing.
It's a community driven now that it'll go on for like I think I know it sounds crazy, but I think it actually might go on like decades beyond this. I think Skyrim will continue to do what it's doing.
Yeah.
Right? And it'll always have that there. And it'll be one of the... I mean, look at those games, like those stupid games that they play on PC, like CSGO. Like little stick men walking around. Yeah. I'm like, what is this crap you're playing on your $5,000 PC? And I'm like, what are you guys talking about? But the community loves it because it carries on. It's a tradition.
Meg, you need to go look at CSGO gameplay. It got a massive like visual upgrade. CSGO 2. Well, let me look. Last time I looked at it, it looked really nice, but I just would never play it. Let me click on something.
They're still made with popsicles. They're still made with popsicle sticks, dude. Give it up.
No, thanks. I don't want to. I just watched 5 seconds. I don't want to play that game.
Dude, okay. Just because people don't like what I say doesn't mean it's not true. Crying out loud.
Zucker's in the chat says Mag never played CS2. Oh. CS2 looks a little bit better than it used to, but I don't know. I wasn't a fan of those games, but yeah. I've never played CSGO or CS2 or Counter-Strike 1 or I've never played Team Fortress. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a filthy casual. One last thing I'll say about Starfield is I would really wish that the core Starfield team would have a Cyberpunk 2.0 moment and like pour over that game and fix the things that are missing and that are wrong and like just really give a redemption arc to Starfield. But Mag and I are in agreement. That time would be better served working on the next Fallout game.
Dude.
I think it's time to put Starfield to bed. Yeah.
Money and focus is all they care about. They don't care about your feelings. They don't care about the nostalgia of it. They don't care about the community about it. It's money and focus. 10 days ago proved to you exactly what kind of a monster you're dealing with. You should know this by now. It doesn't have to be the Mag who has to keep telling you this or Colt or anybody else. You know what they're dealing with. They will cut you and leave you to bleed if you're in the way of them and their money. Zucker, dealer says, what's up? I mean, muffled, but I mean, he still said it.
I got one more for you, Mag.
Sure.
About Starfield.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Colt. What are you doing to me? Yes.
This one's important.
Yes. All right, it's important.
According to the great Mag, with his crystal ball, is Starfield regardless of everything, regarding everything we said, is Starfield going to come to PlayStation 5?
It was supposed to. I mean,
is it
was
going to? Like you and I were like, I think they're going to put it to bed. Do you think they'll just say, "Nah, Redfall's not there"?
I don't know anymore, because I've been hearing about it for a year and a half from people saying, they've been developing it for developer. They've been developing it for PlayStation, this and that. And I'm like, okay. And then people keep, not people, some people, they just come after me once in a while. They're like, you said it was. I'm like, okay, dude, that was like a year and a half ago. I'm like, I haven't heard anything since.
Have we heard anything concrete that they're actually working on the PlayStation 5 port? Like we heard the Indiana Jones thing.
Yeah, like a year and a half ago.
Was there actually any like concrete? It was the
same people that reported all the other stuff that was 100% accurate. So I had no reason to doubt them otherwise.
Okay.
But
Nate the Hate
I'm
said
starting to wonder.
Works.
Yeah, these guys were all like, but now I'm starting to wonder. Plans change, folks. Like nothing is etched into stone. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's not like they say, well, we're doing this, and then all of a sudden, well, no. We don't want to upset the 4 people on Twitter that are going to come after us in 2 years because we change plans. People change plans. So they may have dropped it for all I know. I don't know. I'm putting my hands up. I actually have no idea.
How about this?
I'd love for someone to reach out to me and tell me what the hell's going on, but
well, I looked this up and my memory had like gone away from me, but Tom Warren and Nate the Hate had talked about this port for a while. Like you said, being people that got stuff right. So I'm going to change my prediction with the information that'll be cheating. That this September, like right before the anniversary time, Starfield will get announced for PS5 and come out like not long after, like Hellblade did. Then how about this? Microsoft looks at how well Starfield does on PS5 and says, get this port ready and phenomenal for PlayStation 5. And we are going to watch the first 2 months of purchases on PS5. And if it does really well, you guys can continue to resume your work on Starborn DLC. That's what I think's happening.
That's a possibility. Yeah, I could see that. And the funny thing is, whenever some of those older games come over and get ported, because they've had extra time with the game, like a year after launch, year and a half after launch, whatever, 6 months after launch, generally when it goes over to PlayStation, it's better performing anyway. So they get that 60 FPS mode in there. Look at Hellblade 2. Oh, it was
they
cinematic.
Get it day one. Yeah.
Oh, it was cinematic choice. And then all of a sudden, PlayStation gets a 60 FPS mode to start.
Todd said the same thing about Starfield. Yeah, we like the little bits and pieces, and 30 looks great. Then that's our choice. And then 6 months later or whatever, he's like, here's 60 FPS mode for Series X.
Right. And so they'll do the same thing for PlayStation. If that's the case, then you get a year and a half of tinkering and like bug fixes and whatever else and smoothing out the game. It may be a completely different experience by the time it gets over to PlayStation. Right? At that point, you might be playing besides PC. You'll be playing on the console side of things, the optimal performance of that game launching day one, right? And then what happens is, you're right. If it does take off, you sell 2 million copies, then they say, okay, get some people.
But if they don't break like the 1 million barrier or whatever, they probably have an expectation.
I think
they probably. Go ahead.
Sorry, no. My wife scared the living Christ out of me. She was like halfway in the room with just half her face. And I'm like, what is that? What is that? What is that? Because I couldn't. Body, can you grab me a drink now? You freak me out.
Why is my door open?
Freak me out. Please. I want a cherry blast because I'm in a very light in the loafers. Did you hear that laugh?
No. I'm really light in the loafers.
Oh, dude, it was like Dead Space. It's like I looked over and I thought there was like some anamorphic creature, and I'm like, because it was only like half her face, right? And she was trying not to interrupt the show. Bring it over here. Come here, please. I love you. I love you. Ladies and gentlemen, for the Light in the Loafers crowd, we have here Social Light Cherry Blast vodka alcoholic beverage, ladies and gentlemen.
At least you're not eating or drinking White Claw. Ow! That really hurts. How do you like that?
Tug or not, let me tell you something. He goes, Mag, you looked genuinely concerned. Dude, I was scared to death.
Ouch. Ow.
Brothers Grimm, you have every right to strongly disagree with me, my friend. That's why we're here talking. We're allowed to disagree about stuff. That's how things happen. Like, for example, imagine we were watching sports and, you're a Baltimore Ravens fan and I'm a Buffalo Bills fan. Can you imagine if, like, we're sitting next to each other, like, watching the game together, having a good time? But I'm not allowed to talk to you because I like this and you like that. We're allowed to disagree. That's how the real world works.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's kind of fun to do that kind of thing. So, yeah, it's very good. Oh, wow. So Chef Trouble just joined the chat now. It tastes just like Cherry Blaster candies. Yes, it does. It does. Absolutely.
That is a Light in the Loafers. Light in the Loafers drink for a Light in the Loafers podcast. I like it.
Yeah, but dude, you know what, though? Let me tell you something. You drink 5 or 6 of these at a pint size.
You're going to be heavy in the loafers?
Drinks, heavy in the loafers. I'll be flopping on the ground like a fish out of water. But anyway. Kick his ass, Seabass.
Oh, my gosh.
Seabass in the chat. I love that. It's fantastic. What a controversial way to end the show.
When in the show, when my wife and I were out for dinner the other night, I ordered a peach lemonade. I know, Light in the Loafers drink. And I took a drink of it and I go, this is going to sound really weird, but I go, this tastes exactly like a highway rest area bathroom. And she goes, what? And I go, it's like, you know how like the aromatics of something will like just sit right here?
Yep.
Of course you know, right? Like the olfactory sensors and everything. I don't know if it was the peach syrup or the lemonade mix that they used, but like when you walk into a rest area bathroom on a highway, I don't know if it's the air freshener or the urinal cakes or what, or a combination of those. But like I took a sip of the lemonade and that smell like a dark brown cloud was like right here.
So it was like a urinal puck?
Yeah.
It was like a urinal puck, like basically like an overpowered urinal puck in your mouth. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, and it was like this thick cloud that wouldn't move that was just right here. And I was like, okay, let me try it again. And every time I drank it, I was like, I just saw like the stone wall of a exterior of a highway rest area.
That's
I'm like,
so funny.
Oh, gross.
That's wonderful. Maritime Mafia, let me tell you something. My neighbor just went to PEI yesterday, and my friend Dr. Dave is in PEI right now. So it's incredible. Yeah, PEI is a great place, man. I just haven't been in a while. Hey, much love from Mexico. What's up, buddy? Translucent. Welcome to the chat, my friend.
Yes, much love to you as well. Thank you for being here. Much love from the United
States and much love from Canada up here. Yeah. Yeah, you're getting the three North American countries right now: Canada, United States, and Mexico, right in one chat. There you go. Yes.
Yeah, we appreciate you being here. Do you guys want to talk about Halo for a minute?
Sure, let's talk about Halo.
The reason why I ask is because I put out this poll asking which IP people are most excited about: Halo, Fallout, Elder Scrolls, or I don't remember what the other one was. And everyone voted, or most people voted for Halo, and I'm like, really? I feel like Halo's kind of against the ropes and has way too much to prove, but apparently Halo 7 Halo 7 from Halo Studios is having a really, really tough time, and they said that the Halo Combat Evolved remake's not going to have any multiplayer. The first one didn't anyway, unless you were playing like a modified thing on the LAN thing. But I don't know. I'm just having a hard time getting really hyped about the Halo franchise over the past probably 10 years, honestly, because Halo 5 I really enjoyed, but there's just so many things wrong with it. And then Halo Infinite I really liked, but that open world was missing just about everything. So I have a really hard time having a very good faith-driven excitement about Halo. And I know that you've been diving a lot into the development of
yes,
the next Halo, and they've got multiple projects. Like, am I wrong? Like, what's your temperature on this?
Well, okay, I did a video, 3 days ago? 4 days? 3 days ago, I think it was. I was talking about an update that I got from Halo Studios as to what's going on there. And there was one thing that, now, my main guys did not say this. This was somebody else that sort of, lobbed a grenade into my backyard and said, "Hey, by the way, we're hearing that there might not be multiplayer in the Halo remake." And I'm like, "Well, okay." to me, it didn't really make much sense because I'm thinking to myself, the heart and soul of the origins of Halo. Halo changed the face of first-person shooter multiplayer games forever. I know there was Wolfenstein and Doom. Yes. I know that Wolfenstein and Doom are, they revolutionized first-person shooting in the 90s, and they did what they did, right? We all know that story. Well, I mean, at least us old enough to remember. But what Halo did was change gaming forever, because it literally created a whole new subgenre that took off in a different direction that people weren't ready for. And that's why it has such... That's why it's held in such high regard. Like, you look at, like, with Halo 1... Halo 1 launched Call of Duty, essentially. It launched Gears of War. It launched all these big shooters that we have now. You go into Fortnite. I know there's third person, first person. I get all that. But we're talking about the genre of gaming, right? Yeah. It launched all the stuff that we're doing now. Your Battlefields, your Call of Duties, your Fortnites, your, what the hell was that called? PUBG. You know what I mean? Gears, all that stuff. And then that also went off into like the SOCOMs, even into the ones that Resistance on PlayStation, whatever, right? So what Halo did was that. You cannot take the soul of that away from that game. You can't separate it. You can't say, here's the campaign, right? And that's all there is to it. Now, this is going to piss off a lot of Gears heads out there. But the Gears multiplayer was very popular. Not so much now, but it was very popular, but it was not Halo. You can take the Gears game and separate it from the multiplayer. Not as many people would have as much of a problem with that. But because the multiplayer, because it created an entire subgenre, it is so synonymous with Halo that by separating it, it's like you're trying, like I said, it's like you're trying to separate the soul from the body while they're still alive.
But was there really a standardized competitive multiplayer suite in Combat Evolved? I thought it was people were doing it via LAN, or I'm sorry that I don't know. I should know this stuff, but my memory is that competitive multiplayer for Halo spawned with Halo 2. And help me out, chat. Isn't that when it really took off, though? No, there was still Halo 1. I don't think Halo 1 had multiplayer. It just they had LAN-based stuff, and they were able to get Master Chief versus Master Chief. But I didn't play Halo until Halo 2 came out. That's the first time I played Halo Combat Evolved on my PC right when Halo 2 launched. I downloaded it, so I was way behind the mark. What are they saying? 2 started it, but I mean, there was couch multiplayer at one point. That's what Sotnist is saying too. There was no Xbox Live, but I played hundreds of hours of Halo 1 multiplayer. Okay, so there was still there. I think 2 is what launched the actual the online multi. But either way, it spawned from the first game, right? Is what I'm getting at. So by doing that, like I said, I don't think you could separate it. So anyways, I don't believe the rumor. Okay, so I stated that in my video, and that's very rare for me to turn it off. Sorry, go ahead. I just want to make sure I say this. Halo Combat Evolved in 2001 did not have online support for the classic Xbox. Right. Only LAN support and online for the PC version. So I could sit here and say, Combat Evolved on the original Xbox console did not have multiplayer, but you could do it on PC and LAN. That's no excuse in 2025 when Xbox releases their games simultaneously on console and PC. So if you have the capability to do now what you could have done in 2001, that's a cop-out. They're like, we just want to give you the campaign, you think no one's going to play saying. Classic LAN and multiplayer on PC and console. That's bullcrap. And this is the reason why Halo Studios, also known as 343, has the problem that you and I have been complaining about for years on this podcast. Before you were here, we were telling them to delay Halo. Halo should not come out until it's its absolute best. And for them to say, we're remaking Halo Combat Evolved all in Unreal Engine 5, and it's going to look amazing, even though we already have a remaster. This actually is a problem, that they're not going to go the extra mile and provide that classic 2001 era LAN and multiplayer support that everyone enjoyed 25 years ago when this game comes out. So, this stuff really bothers me.
So
it's lazy.
If you're gonna do it, hey, Fun Speculation, what's up, buddy? Go sub to his channel, by the way. Yeah, Mav's in the chat. Go sub to his channel. Go check him out. Listen, you cannot, like I said before, I know I'm repeating myself for the third time, but you can't separate the soul from the body while it's still alive. And by doing that, you're taking away such a large piece of the Halo culture that by removing that and putting just a single-player game in there, it doesn't work. And I don't think that's going to work for a lot of people. Now, I think if you're going to do it, listen, and here's the thing, and this is why I don't believe the rumor, and I stated that in my video, where I said, listen, I don't believe this rumor, and I've heard this song and dance before, because when I got all the information about the Marcus Phoenix collection, never mind the fact that it got split up into 3, which it did, and they will sell separately. But this wasn't just me. It was me and several other people, actually most other people, and media sites were all told the same thing. Single player, co-op only, multiplayer will not be in those collections, right? That being the case. So all of a sudden, then they launched with the multiplayer. So I've heard this song and dance before. So I think that this rumor about it not having multiplayer, I know we can get all worked up about it, whatever else, but I think at the end of the day, I think they're going to put it, they're going to have to. They're going to have to. You cannot be that tone deaf to not see that people are going to absolutely have a meltdown if it doesn't have the multiplayer thrown in there. They're going to have to, dude. And how hard would it be to do this? How hard would it be to do this?
Hard.
You got the servers up for infinite that no one's playing. You might as well use it for that.
Take a couple out and just
take it out and shove it over here. Yeah, listen, I think you got to do this. And
they want to launch this game next year, though, Mag. They want to launch Combat
Evolved.
Lots
of time to work on it.
Do it.
You got lots of time to work on it. Then you get it done, man. What the hell are these guys doing?
They're not going to do it, Mag. They're not going to do it.
I'm starting to wonder. You know what I said? Another thing I said in my video that actually was kind of funny, but it was totally true. It's like, the thing is, we got to remember that a lot of the people from 343, leadership and otherwise, are still there. Right? Not all of them, but some of them are still there. Yeah, it's kind of like the Scooby-Doo thing where you're like, hey, you see the mask and it says Halo Studios. You pull it off, it says 343. It's the same people. You know what I mean? So and
I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you meddling kids.
Yeah, I would have gotten away with it when it was for you meddling developers. The thing is that if they don't get their act together and get this thing out proper and Halo Remake doesn't hit hard, they're going to have a serious problem. I'm starting to wonder about these because I know a lot of people look at 343 side-eyed. People aren't stupid. They're like, wait a minute. You just renamed the studio, but Jim is still Jim. Jim is a jerk at work. There's another example in my video. I'm like, Jim is a jerk at work, but the next day he comes and he says, oh, no, my name's John now. It's still Jim. It's the same guy.
The stationery still says 343 on it. So what's really changed?
You know what I'm saying? And then that's why I start wondering when it comes to 343 and Bungie. My God, there's some kind of a curse with those people. I'm not sure which is the worst developer. Maybe Bungie's the worst right now.
Good point.
Like, what the hell is wrong with these guys? They're both cursed, man. I mean, I know they changed the name, but, like, for the love of God, you've got a year. You've got lots of time for redemption. People will forget. I mean, I loved Halo itself, but the general consensus around it is that the game did not land the way it should have. I love the campaign, and I love the multiplayer. I thought it was a fantastic Halo game. My God, that grapple hook was amazing. The grapple hook punch
wasn't it?
Probably... I think it might be one of my favorite gaming mechanics of this generation for all systems. You hear that, Xbox is king? You don't think I see you talking in the chat? So, you know what I'm saying? So, I like that grapple punch might be the best mechanic out of any video game and any console this whole generation. I loved that. But anyways, the point is you got
that's
lots
a tall
of time
order for them to. Hopefully, Halo Studios is listening to the show right now and going, "Shut up, you two bald losers." But they really should. Yeah. They really should.
They got to do it, man.
Mag said it
perfectly. Got it right. 3.3.
I'm just going to add on top of what you said.
You stuck in a swear word. How did that happen? That was amazing.
I'm going to add to what you said that if they don't, I feel like we might be overreacting a little bit, but I think we're on the right track. If they don't add in multiplayer for the launch of this game, they're going to send the wrong impression, and they're going to launch the game the way that it shouldn't be launched that way. And I had the same problem with Halo Infinite that we both loved. Halo Infinite wasn't ready. It needed another year. And that impression means more than anything. And when a game comes out and it's doing everything right, people take notice and they jump on and they buy it like crazy, and everyone just embraces that. When a game comes out with everything that it's supposed to have and they do everything right, gamers take that as a digital hug. Like, the developers listened. They knew what we wanted. They, like turn-based Expedition 33 with an incredible story, beautiful graphics, and a quick development time. Like, gamers think of that as thank you for thinking of us and making something that we've been asking for years. And if Halo doesn't do this right, it is going to be just another rung in the ladder of them not listening and doing what they're supposed to. They're supposed to have the flagship first-person shooter of all ages. And they're doing a, this is good enough approach. And they need to do better. Grandpa's Barbecue Game Cat, thank you for the chat. Says, remember, Mag, you're trying to build something to replace your current job. That was a half an hour ago. I don't know what he was talking about, but
no. We're talking about how the juggling my career plus YouTube.
Oh yeah,
so I'm working on the YouTube thing, because the thing is, like, even with the YouTube thing, even if it can alleviate what I'm doing, where I can step back a little bit, and do less. You know what I mean? Take a lesser position, not have so much responsibility dumped on top of me, and be able to step back and give it to somebody else. There are younger people out there that I'm more than happy to give the opportunities to be like, hey, you want to do it? You want a shot at the title? I won't even fight you. Here's the title. I'll groom you and make you not P. Diddy grooming. I mean, like, actual grooming, like, like the job.
Like me. I groom well.
You know what I'm saying? And then be like, and step back and be like, now it's your time.
Like,
you go do it. I'm gonna
Mag,
step back and I'm gonna go be with the maggots.
Like, you're at your age where you don't have to prove to the world, like, in your career, you've already done it. You've already proven yourself. And you've made it so far and done so many things.
I don't need to prove anything to anybody anymore. I'm not a proud person. I don't have an ego to bruise. I really do not. I really don't. And I'm that kind of person where I'm just like, listen, man, I'd rather I see this 22-year-old kid or 25-year-old kid who's not getting the opportunity, but I see the potential. I'd be like, you, get your ass over here. Come here. I'm going to give you that opportunity that no one else will give you, and do it, whatever. And then it said, you see this? It's all yours. I'm out.
Yeah,
and do that. And I won't be out. I'm going to be the Rocky Balboa. I'll still be at the ringside while Adonis Creed is fighting.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'll still be there, but I want to step back and I want to do this, man. But I need your help out there, folks.
Yeah.
Yes, I need you. I need more maggots.
I talked to a friend that.
What's up, buddy?
I talked to a friend who recently got laid off. Went into a meeting that looked like things were going down. Went into a meeting on Wednesday. Was told in that meeting that him and his division were being laid off. Today, he says, I got to go in. I have meetings. I go in where? He goes, I have to go to work. We're doing transitional stuff because I'm leaving. And I thought, So I thought I'd ask you, Mag, in the chat, is that normal for a company, a corporation to lay you off and say, oh, we're going to keep you until the end of next week so we can transition you or transition your duties?
No, the reason why is because a lot of time when it comes on, what ends up happening is they like for example, if I quit tomorrow and I'm like, I'm done, 2 weeks, forget it, right? They will walk me out the same day, because what happens is that word will get up to the chain of command, and the chain of command will be like, give him his 2 weeks. Plus, they're gonna have to pay me for all the, all the time that I've already done, whatever, and then everything they owe me for vacation and all. They would have to pay me that stuff out and get me out the same day. The reason why is because at that point you have access to all their information, right? You can you can manipulate all their stuff. You could do bad things. You could take that stuff with you. You can transfer emails of their you know what I mean, of their inner workings to wherever you plan on going next. Usually that's why they just say, no, shut them down, get them out. It's fine. No hard feelings on it. It's not for bad reasons. It's for security reasons.
Yeah, the whole you need to give 2 weeks thing is kind of not really a cultural thing anymore anyway, right? But that's if you quit. But if you had a meeting tomorrow and they said in that morning meeting, Mag, we're laying you off. We've made some reductions, and Like,
Please
would
God.
you be? Would they ask you to come back on Monday and Tuesday to transition like your job duties and some of your instructional things? I can't imagine it.
No. They would have something in place because, listen, I'm not the only fish in the pond. They're going to have all kinds of other people that are going to be doing the same thing, right? And they're going to contact those other people. We're letting go of Mag, this and that. I need you. You obviously know what Mag does. We need you to come in and take over for a month while we get him replaced, this and that. But you know how he works. You know what's happening. You know the staff. You know them, whatever. And then they do that kind of stuff, right? And that's how they do it. That's how they operate these things, right? So that they would do that, and they would get me out. Literally the same day the guy walks in. Like it happened at my main building that I was in. The executive director of the building was there, and I was just talking to her, and she's like, "Oh yeah." She's like, "Oh, the big guy. I won't names." And she's like, "Oh, the big guy's here, and whatever else." And then and this other guy's here. This other guy is known as a floating executive director. He goes from building to building.
Light in the loafers,
right? And he kind of is. Actually,
he just like he's just like this.
He
high off
basically
the
acts
ground.
like yeah. Well,
Okay.
you know what he sounds like when he gets upset. He sounds like when Kermit the Frog goes like this, like when he does the Muppet Show. Yeah. That's basically him. So every time he does something, I send an email to everybody of Kermit doing the thing. Anyways,
the GIF
he
of him
shows up.
Yeah.
And he shows up, and I'm like, what's he doing here? And I know that he takes over for people who go for extended vacations or if they get hurt or gone or whatever. And he takes over buildings until they hire a new person. So I see him walk in, and I see the big guy walk in. And then she goes, all right, okay, I'm going to go see what they want. And I never saw her again. So she walked out of there, and they fired her on the spot, and they walked her out the door. And that's why Frog showed up, and he just sat on her desk, sat in her chair, and
just
that's it.
Started
and then
going.
he took over for a month until they hired somebody new. So like literally as the words were letting you go, they already had the dude sitting in the chair doing her. So like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I figured it was probably different. What?
So, just read what Noob said. I'm not reading that out loud. Come on.
I only saw his last one. Hold on.
You'll know
what he said
which
about
one
his
it is.
channel? Yeah.
No, is that I should know about what job he's got. I should open a.
Oh, okay. Gosh
Did you see
dang, the chat. Oh, no wonder the tab was like flipping out. It wouldn't let me interact with it. Yeah. Open up a bank. There you go. Noof's always good for Noof.
Noof is great.
He's been doing content like it's about as long as I have, and if you're fortunate enough to like, I don't know, it's tough. Like YouTube is crazy. It could go either way, and should you be at 1 million subs or should you be able to keep a podcast going? It's a really difficult thing that you pour your guts into, whether there's like we have 500 people watching right now, or whether you have 5 people, like you pour your guts into it, and we're just really grateful you guys are here and listening and supporting us.
Yeah, man.
Nikki Z says we should get one more DLC for the PS5 release. I mean, I'm a little wishy-washy with my Starfield stuff. Like, yeah,
I think the
Starfield DLC should come out
with the DLC packaged.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like when the PS5 version comes out, they get the game plus Shattered Space and whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like it just have like a 60 FPS right away and all that kind of stuff and performance modes and blah blah.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, I still don't think, even if it does really well, I still don't see them. Excuse me. I still don't see them going back to do the DLC after that.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And I don't want this to sound console worry, but my prediction is that if Starfield went to PS5, it would do pretty decent. Like it would get a pretty decent score. I think it would probably be in the mid 80s because it's had the improvements, and I think the sentiment around Starfield would come up a little bit. Partially because there is like a tribalism. If I don't have it, I don't like it. We've seen that with the reception of Game Pass. Somebody asked, a big plume on Twitter said, who's also on YouTube, said, why do people want Game Pass to die? And it's simply because the other side doesn't have it. You know, they just don't like that because
tweet you put up today. I saw that today.
Yeah, and it's not console war. It's just the nature of how people are with tribalism. You know, if your favorite baseball team got to use aluminum bats and everyone else got to use the wooden bats, you'd hate that aluminum bats suck. They're cheap. It's cheating. You know, it's just kind of the nature of the way we are. JD Gamer,
Tribalism
thanks for the
is
5.
Everywhere.
What's that?
I want the Yankees to fall off a cliff. Like,
right.
But like, you know what I mean? I'm like, can you guys just piss off already? Like, we got first place. Go away. Right? It's the same thing.
Yeah, you guys suck, even though they're leading. They're like winning all the games.
Yeah, it's like the Jays are in first place. I got Tampa Ray nipping at my heels. I got the Yankees on my shoulders. I'm like, get off, man.
Yeah,
like, I want the Yankees to go away too. It's the same thing.
They absolutely destroyed the Mariners when they played them like a week or two ago, and I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, the Mariners are in second in their division, so hey,
nice. We might have to face each other.
Oh, we will, and you'll dominate
in the playoffs. JD Gamer, you never know.
JD Gamer, thanks for the fight, dude. We need to go to a game together. JD Gamer says, Mag, you're wrong about the mod community, that thing that powers Bethesda games for decades. Community is very much engaged, and it's huge in the millions. Yeah, the mod community is keeping Starfield very much alive.
I know it is.
Yeah.
The mod community is monstrous. I didn't say anything about the mod community specifically. I said it about Starfield specifically.
He says, Mag, you're right about the corporate stuff, though.
It's still there, but like the Skyrim mods are out. Whatever. I don't have to get back into it. But yes, I get it.
I know we can just do that all day. JD Gamer, thank you for the $2 super. Says, prediction, Halo 7 will be the best one since Halo 2. I don't know. We'll see.
We have no basis for this.
We have nothing. We can just hope and pray.
But we have
Incorporated.
Hope. I was going to say, that we have hope. We have hope. That's it.
We have hope. Yeah.
That's all we got.
Hope and hope, my friend, is a dangerous thing, as my friend Red says. 78 Incorporated US Gaming, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Says, I was hoping for Halo with the Return of the Flood, but it looks like that may never happen. It will absolutely happen.
We still don't know.
It'll happen in the Combat Evolved, but I think Halo Studios know. Well, they know. The Flood's going to return in the next mainline Halo game. They have to. Otherwise, it should be really dumb. Chris, thank you for the huge $10 super chat. Says, I'm honestly okay with the Halo remake not having multiplayer. Supposedly, Project Ecur will be a dedicated multiplayer game. Plus, the hardcore fans will literally explode if Halo 1 remake had sprint. I don't know. Gosh, they're so annoying, the diehard Halo fans. They're actually ruining. Well,
you talking about ruining progress? Where it's like listen, man, you could keep the main game, you could keep the focus, the soul, the heart, and the soul of the game. But my God, let us aim down sights and sprint, for crying out loud. That's all I'm asking for. Just like Halo 4. When Halo 4 did it and everybody lost their minds, I'm like, finally, we can play games like a proper society. A civilized society. I felt like I could play that game. I loved Halo. I thought that Halo 4. I thought Halo 4 was incredible. See, 343 came out with a bang. I'm like, all right. I'm like, Bungie left, and I'm like, oh man, this suck. And then all of a sudden they did Halo 4. And I was like, God damn it, that game is good. I really enjoyed it.
Halo 4 and 5 are the best looking Halo games out right now.
Actually, I still think Halo 5 holds up as one of the best. I really enjoyed Halo 5 too.
Yeah,
I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed that the little vignettes, like each chapter was a vignette in a story or whatever, and it was jumping back and forth here and there. I enjoyed that. I really liked the storytelling. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of Gears of War Judgment. Remember how Gears of War Judgment was like, basically it was like a story that was happening in a courtroom.
I love that game, and people hated it.
And they were all I don't understand how people hate it. And there was like all flashbacks and stuff. I would love that.
Do we have bad taste though? Like we like Dead Island.
No, we don't have bad taste.
We like Gears Judgment.
We all have quirky things. I mean, people like Starfield. I mean, like, so what?
Yeah.
Sorry, it was a joke. It was a joke.
Valiant Tempest, thank you for the 5. Says, currently going through TSA in Anchorage, Alaska, headed back to Texas. Expedition 33 game of year, that is all. Turn up your phone really loud, and we're going to yell something and get you arrested. How about that? You ready, Mac? Let's get him pulled into the back room with the rubber glove that goes up to here. Yeah. No.
Dude, if I yell something, I'll get arrested. Okay, they'll be like, "What did he say?" I know they'll be coming over here.
No. Yeah, you don't screw around. What were you gonna say about
Halo
Noof?
5 looked really he's just saying Halo 5 looked really good. Yeah,
It does.
It's
It does.
Halo 5 is still incredible. My son actually was playing it a little while ago, and I was like, "Oh."
He says, "I never liked the Prometheans. I hated the Prometheans in Halo 4 and 5. They're the lamest enemy in the Halo franchise because they just teleport. They're not fun to fight at all. They're not fun." So, real quick, Ghost of Yotei got a big reveal, and everyone's like, "Oh, it looks like a PS4 game." It looks like a really good game, which was on the PS4. So, my buddy Tim Dog said, and I'll get your thoughts on Yotei. My buddy Tim Dog said, "I don't know why people are complaining about Ghost of Yotei, because PlayStation literally puts out 1 to 2 Game of the Year contenders every year, rain or shine, except for 2023.
Yeah.
So he expects Ghost of Yotei to be amazing. I do as well. You complain about how it looks. You watch the state of play. What do you have to say about Yotei?
Sorry, I just see the way people are saying Yotei, like Colin Prime in the chat is like Yotei.
Yotei. Oh, wait. Before you give me your thoughts on, I want you to look at the chat. I want you to say this word. I had an argument with my wife about how I said this word. Are you ready?
Jesus.
It's in the chat right now, and I want you to say the word.
Forte. If there's an E at the end, it's not fort. It's forte.
Forte.
It's like piano forte. It's like piano forte. Forte, as in our friend Forte, who we were just making fun of 2 hours ago.
She didn't like that I said forte instead of forte.
It's forte. When there's an E at the end, if it's just the T, you just say fort.
She didn't like that I said forte instead of forte.
Oh, I see. Like you put the emphasis on the te,
and you did as well.
Forte.
You said forte.
Forte. Well, I kind of put emphasis on both. Forte.
Right, instead of forte. How nitpicky can you get?
What's up?
Hey
Forte.
How do you say this one?
I agree with that.
How do you say this one? The game wasn't upscaled to 1080p. It was upscaled to
4K.
4K. You don't say 4K.
No, I don't say 4K. It's not F-O-R-K. It's not like 4K. It's 4K.
It's 4K. It's 4K resolution and forte. Video games are my forte.
Ladies and gentlemen, can you imagine this in like divorce court?
Right.
Colt is on one side with his divorce lawyer, and he's like yelling across the room to his wife, going, "It's forte."
Give me your thoughts on Ghosts of Yotei.
He's like, "Sir, please sit down or you will be detained." I said forte.
You will be detained.
Yeah. Sorry, how did you say that, Your Honor? Detained or detained? Yeah. Can you imagine that? They'll be just take it.
Yep.
Just take it.
We're all in contempt. Give me your thoughts on Ghost of Yotei.
Yotei. I'm excited for it because I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed Ghost of Tsushima, and seeing that game came out 5 years ago, I can't see how they would go backwards. One of the best developers that Sony owns is Sucker Punch. I'm a huge fan of their pedigree. I loved back in the PS3 days and PS4 days. They had Infamous. I loved that series to death. They also had what? Did they also do Resistance? I can't. If it was them,
that was
Resistance.
That was. I almost said Obsidian. That was Insomniac. Did Resistance?
Oh, Insomniac. Jesus.
Sucker Punch
they did the other series.
Infamous and.
Damn it! Off the top of my head, I can't remember. Someone in the chat will remember because you guys are like.
Yeah. What else did they do?
They did something else.
All right, go ahead. I'll look it up while you give me your thoughts on.
All right, but either way, what I was going to say is that their pedigree is awesome, and I love the Infamous series. And then getting into, of course, Ghost of Tsushima, absolutely stellar game. Sly Cooper is a great game too.
That's their other one.
And then I got the platinum on that twice actually, because I got the platinum on the PS4, and then I went back and I changed my accounts. and I got the director's cut platinum on the PS5. The game is stellar. The game is incredible in all respects, and absolutely deserved its Game of the Year nomination, whatever, and all that. It didn't win, but either way, it was there. 5 years later, I can't expect Sucker Punch to be going backwards. So it's not like they're going to be like, oh, okay, so 5 years ago we made an incredible game. Let's make a PS4-looking game 5 years later with better technology and more money. Like,
well,
come
they
on.
did.
Let's get serious.
I mean, it doesn't look like a next generation version. It just looks like the great PS5 version of Tsushima. But why would I complain about that?
Well, we're also going to have to see it once it's in front of our faces. That's a different story. Seeing a compressed video on YouTube.
I saw it in 4K.
Yeah. 4K or 4K?
I mean, I've seen Ghost of Tsushima in its glory on YouTube and in person playing it on PS4 and PS5. Yeah. And of course, yeah. And Ghost of Yotei looks like the PS5 version of Ghost of Tsushima. So it definitely, and Digital Foundry said it looks like the PS4 version, but I wouldn't expect PlayStation to make a next generation overhaul, like built from the ground up version for Yotei. They just made a really great game based on the foundation, which PlayStation has done this.
Good with that too. They did
this with Spider-Man 2, Miles Morales, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Death Stranding 2. Death Stranding 2 looks exactly the same as the Series X version that I played of Death Stranding 1 on my PS5. Like, they didn't do like an overhaul or upgrade to the engine. They just took a really great game and made it again. And PlayStation has survived off of making really great sequels of PS4 games this generation. And it's worked really well for them. So Ghost of Yotei is not an upgrade.
If I've seen, like I said, on the PS5 Pro, you turn on Ghost of Tsushima director's cut, it looked like it came out yesterday. So if they're sending out the same quality there, which I can't see, like I said, going backwards, they'll obviously go forwards in different ways. Then absolutely, it's going to be amazing, and I'm looking forward to it day one. That's going to be a day one game. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not waiting on PC for that one. Yeah, I am too. I don't think I'll wait for PC on that one because it depends. Like, it might be really packed this fall when Yotei comes out because there's Outer Worlds and a bunch of other games. But
you know what the thing is?
I'm a big fan of Tsushima.
Yeah, it was a fantastic game. I mean, I got like goosebumps when I was playing. Like when you get to that, there's a final. I won't say anything. Obviously, there's a final confrontation, and you just like that final confrontation with the music and the leaves blowing and the sky was covered and I was like, I literally had goosebumps playing that. I was like, holy crap, this is epic. So I was like it was amazing. And when I finished it and whatever else, I was like, yeah, that was an incredible game all around. But anyways, you'll notice the details when you play the game. Obviously, you know, people will see, they're like, oh yeah, it doesn't look as good or this. When you put it on the screen and it's in front of you, you're gonna notice the difference. Sotness in the chat here. He says, I hopped back into Tsushima. He goes, it doesn't look as good as Yotei. But yeah, Tuggernaut, heartbreaker of an ending too. Yeah, but I mean, it was amazing. And,
the other thing is,
it
won't matter. Like when you jump into Ghost of Yotei, it won't matter if it looks similar to Ghost of Tsushima. You're playing a brand new game. You got a new character. Yeah, I mean, you don't get open world games like that very often anymore. The Assassin's Creed style thing. And I'll tell you this, after playing Assassin's Creed Shadows, Yotei does not look as good as Shadows. That's for sure. But Yotei will be a much better game. Because Shadows, I don't know, we say Metacritic and OpenCritic, but Shadows is like an 81 on OpenCritic. And I expect 86, 88, maybe even higher for Yotei. So,
I just bought.
That's what we do.
I just bought Assassin's Creed Shadow.
Oh, you did? Did you get it on Pro?
Night. It was on sale. Yeah. I got it on the Pro. It was on sale. My wife wanted to buy it. She's like, buy it. So she came down because she has a wish list, and she's the wish list, and it showed up on sale on the wish list for like 25% off or something. And I had like whatever those point systems work up, and I'm like, okay. So I bought it last night. So yeah. So I got it now. So I'd love to see how, because I remember Boom reached out to me too. He's talking to me. He goes, I heard that Shadow on the Pro is like literally the most next gen looking game you're ever going to play. And I'm like, yeah, I could see that. And the thing is, Ubisoft, you could crap all over these guys for one reason or another, but I can tell you this, their games are bloody gorgeous.
And like, they're pretty good. A lot of them are pretty good too.
I love them. I love them. I love them. I love Ubisoft games for the most. Like I just said, I Star Wars Outlaws, incredible time with that. Of course, all Creed games, I love those. And now I just finally got this one, but I couldn't get it in there. I couldn't squeeze it into the spring schedule because I had so much going on.
Yeah, so, I put like 80 hours into it, and I played it on PC, but the PS5 Pro version of Shadows is one of the shining examples of how you can get a game to actually look better with a mid-gen console. So, yeah. Pretty good stuff. It's going to be crazy time.
It's going to be very busy fall.
I know it will be.
Like, I would imagine that, like, seeing that we're approaching. By the way, I have a question. I know we're getting, like, we're already at 2.5 hours here. I had a quick question about, like, Call of Duty. Like, we're approaching, like, the halfway point, if not further, into July. We haven't heard a damn word.
Well, there was something today about Black Ops 7.
I didn't see any of that. Okay.
And I'm like, I don't need to watch anything. I'll just wait till the game comes out. But there was let me see if I can find it really quick, and then I'll read the Black Ops 7. There was either an announcement for something new. Hold on. Black Ops 7 World Reveal is August 19th. Oh my gosh, it's in a month. What the crap is that? It's at Gamescom opening night live with Jeff Keighley. That's the announcement. Yeah.
Okay, so they're going to be announcing the game, and be that, by the way, in 3 weeks it comes out. Because I mean, traditionally it's between October and November, right? Like Call of Duty is generally between October. Yeah, somewhere in there.
Yeah. Xbox is king. Are you all right, buddy? You okay? You need a little digital hug, bro. It's okay.
He's a little bit unhinged tonight. It's okay. Yeah, it's fine.
It's okay. Like, Meg and I have literally spent 2.5 hours talking about what we love and talking about what we don't love, and even butting heads about what he likes and what I don't like, and what you guys are allowed to like. So it's going to be okay. We are absolutely flooded with games. QMax. Cukesmax, thank you for the 5, says, you guys see it on social media where ponies are freaking out where Spider-Man may drop on Xbox because of an X post with no context over console wars. The people are just like talking like, wait, why not bring Spider-Man to Xbox? Maybe Marvel will tell them they need to do it. I don't think it's going to happen. I think PlayStation is going to be really selective. There'll be more games that go to Xbox, like Fair games will probably get shifted to be a day one release on Xbox. It might not, but they absolutely probably will need to do that. Just the way that the market is right now. Exclusivity is dissolving away in a lot of different ways, not for everyone, but PlayStation has really shifted and loosened their exclusivity definition. Xbox has done Project Latitude where, not everything is on PlayStation, but they're kind of planning on putting mostly everything there as it kind of like comes out. Nintendo will continue to do what they always do and not let anybody do anything or even put anything on their own channels. And but in the end, we'll all be better for it when some of these walled gardens start to loosen and more doors are added, because the tribalism and the omission of people's money who are ready and willing to spend money to keep your game franchise alive, that will loosen up, and developers and franchises will have a better survival rate as we go away from this 90s or early 2000s thinking of how exclusivity works. And that's it. I don't want to say any more. Meg and I, we had a great show. Thank you for everything that you taught me tonight. Tell everybody what you plan for the week. I think I have a video tomorrow if I finish it tonight. I'm exhausted.
No, it's all good. Yeah, I got a busy week ahead of me. I got Magcast tomorrow night with the members only. It's just like a little thing I just do with the members. We just shoot the breeze for about an hour. They ask me questions, whatever they want to talk about, that kind of stuff. And that's it. We just hang out for a bit. Just got some tunes playing in the background. Just shoot the breeze, answer as many questions as I can. We talk. Wednesday, Thursday, I got a new thing going on because, Borderlands 4. I will be doing something with my entire family. I'm calling it family. Oh, dude, I'm calling it. It's a family affair. So it's going to be myself, my wife, Chef Trouble, and of course my son, Wolfman. And we will be playing Borderlands 1 Game of the Year Edition. We're taking it all the way back to the very beginning where it all started. And we just did that just because we wanted to take it all the way back to the beginning. And so we're doing that Wednesday, Thursday,
I have that game
Friday.
memorized, by the way. Borderlands 1.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know.
Yeah, well, we're gonna be playing that Wednesday and Thursday. Friday, I'm gonna be playing Silent Hill 2, and then I'll be sprinkling in videos whenever news drops. So I'm a busy cat, man. So I'm working in the day, dealing with my kids after work, and then straight onto YouTube in the studio at night. So it's a lot of work, but man, it's very rewarding. It's so much fun. The only thing that suffers is my voice. Because after like 2 or 3 days, I was like basically lost my voice. Max JB, Silent Hill F is coming, dude. When it comes in the fall, I will be playing that as well. You know it. But either way, that's what I got going on. I got 2 new videos I dropped today with some Xbox news that came out earlier. Nothing else. And of course, last week I did some PlayStation news. Did a little bit of everything. I did Insomniac news, PlayStation news. Yeah, well, dude, I talk about gaming because gaming is gaming. So, yeah. And either way, that's what I'm up to. Obviously, you can follow me at The Mag Show. You know where I am. You can follow me on Twitter. I am The Mag, of course, on Xbox and PlayStation. Same name. All capitals, all one word. But anyways, awesome show. It was wild as always. Everybody have yourself a great night. We'll see you all next week.
Thank you. JD Gamer with the last one with 2 says, if Sony buys WB, they lose Spider-Man. I don't know how that works, Mag. If they own WB franchises, can they not work with Marvel? Nah.
No, they can own both. They're irrelevant to each other.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I've got a hardware-related video, which would be pretty exciting, and I've been working on it for a while, and it's one of those videos where I've got tons and tons of little bitty clips to like illustrate everything I'm talking about. So if I finish that tonight, it'll be out tomorrow. Thank you, everybody, for your support and keeping the dream alive for Mag and I to create content. Hit the like button on the way out, and we will see you guys next week. Have a good one. Where's that button? Oh, there it is.